an absolutely gorgeous day in the capital city as we get you set for today's 5A state championship game between the Parkview Patriots and Shiloh Christian Saints here at War Memorial Stadium, the Grand Old Lady in Little Rock, Arkansas. And it ought to be a fun one tonight. I'm RJ Hawk along with Wes Moore. And Wes, you know, we've had some great football games over the course of the last couple days, but I think today's slate of games are going to be some of the best.
Yeah, it was kind of the little appetizer Thursday night. Yesterday, a couple of really good games. Hornets dominating on Friday with Hazen and Bryant. But today, this is a day I've been looking forward to for a while, with the 5A state championship starting us off and then the 6A state championship game tonight. These are four teams that we're going to see today that have been at the top or near the top of the rankings all season long. Many people, some of the experts out there, thought this might be the matchups that we would get on this Saturday, and I can't wait to see who wins these championships.
Well, let's talk about how they got here right now, because, you know, you've got one of the best offenses in the state with the Shiloh Christian Saints, and you see the bracket right here. And Parkview, they had to go through Wynn, and they had to play or they had to go through Morrilton, and then Wynn. And then for Shiloh, you've got Camden Fairview, who was a very, very good team this year. Yeah,
out of the same 5A South that Parkview won. That was a great game between Parkview and Camden Fairview down in Camden Fairview. What you don't see on that screen are the scores. Shiloh Christian beat Nettleton 55-14. They put up 69 points against Mills, 48 points against Camden Fairview. That's 57 points per game they're scoring in the playoffs. Now, Parkview's defense, they gave up 7 to Morrilton. They shut out Wynn. And Joe T. Robinson had 2 touchdowns, 12 points. You add that up, that's 6 points per game in the playoffs. Let me reemphasize that. Shiloh is scoring 57 points per game in the playoffs. Parkview is giving up 6 points per game.
So what you're saying, something has to give at some point, because when you've got the state's top offense and then you've got one of the state's top defenses, I mean, it's going to be a clash today here in War Memorial.
Brad Bolding spent a lot of time this week talking about his brother, Bobby Bolding, who joined him this season to be his defensive coordinator, and he said, look, this defense that Bobby runs is very sophisticated. It is tough to learn, but this defense has learned the nuances of the defense. They've started to play better and better each week. They're going to be tested today.
Well, I think about the experience, and we're going to talk with Kyle a little bit later on about that. He had a chance to talk to both coaches, but for Parkview, this is kind of new territory for them. Brad Bolding was never able to get past a semifinal game, and now he's here. Do you worry about nerves a little bit in this game?
No, because this team has been tested week after week. Parkview is very talented when they come out and get the blood flowing. The nerves are going to be gone. This is a game for them. When they went down to Camden Fairview and won a conference title, that was a big game. They can go back on that experience, and it's going to help them today.
Well, it is an absolutely gorgeous day here at War Memorial Stadium. There's a shot of the Parkview Patriot cheerleaders as they're getting ready for this matchup with, I guess you could say, the defending champs, but it was for a different classification in Shiloh Christian. We will talk to you more when we come back about this matchup, get you some players to watch throughout the contest, as it's Shiloh Christian and Parkview, and you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
You know, I think sports are really big to a lot of people, and because it's an important part of our fabric in our community. And the one good thing about what I've seen is it's high quality production. You know, you think of the small communities all over Arkansas, it's a big deal that they can turn on the TV or DVR or whatever and know they're going to get a quality product. And so I think it just expands the focus of what PBS is doing. You know, Arkansas PBS is doing a great job, and I think it's part of education.
I'm Kat Robinson, and I preach the gospel of Arkansas food.
No, really? No, it is not.
For more than a decade, I've been traveling the state.
Good morning.
Searching out our culinary roots and every great little restaurant and food story I can find.
Hope you made room for pie.
Thank you. Download the PBS video app or watch online.
Do you think that's the key thing missing in the conversation about climate change?
Learn a lot about the African American experience.
It's your palate, it's your taste, it's how you like to cook.
Look at all the colors.
Discovering stories of people.
Voices will be heard today.
People really see the message.
So
such a shared experience.
The choice is yours.
You make the decision.
With Passport on the PBS Video app.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium as we get you set for today's 5A state championship game. RJ Honk along with Wes Moore. And Wes, I am really looking forward to this game, but really the players in this game. There's some really good players on both on Shiloh's team offensively and defensively, but then also Parkview. They've got some great players as well.
Yeah, to me, when you look at Parkview, they've got a three-headed monster at running back, Eric McGee at quarterback. He is spectacular, too. Let's talk about Eli Wisdom at Shiloh Christian. Their quarterback is outstanding. This guy has thrown for over 2,900 yards this season, 34 touchdowns, but he runs it too. He's got over 1,400 yards rushing and another 20 touchdowns. So that's 54 combined touchdowns for Eli Wisdom. You'll see number 2 a lot today. Now for Parkview, I told you about the running backs. I told you about their quarterback, but this guy, Montario Elston, is fun to watch. They call him Money. You know why? You give him the ball, he's money. He's going to get into the end zone. He scored 14 touchdowns this season. And he's just spectacular to watch. I've been to a lot of Parkview games this year to either record and film on the sidelines, or we had a Thursday night game with Parkview this year. They find ways to get him the ball. Sometimes it's just a little bubble screen, just a little quick pass. He is so quick and fast. At any point, he can take it to the house. He's fun to watch. Keep an eye on Money Elston.
Well, let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team. Kyle Deckelbaum is standing by on the field today. And Kyle, for both these teams, it's kind of experience versus lack of experience in a state championship game.
Yeah, RJ, that's well put. You guys touched on this just a little bit. For Shiloh Christian, this is quite a familiar stage. 4 straight title appearances. This will be 3 straight state championship games for their quarterback, Eli Wisdom. As for Parkview, as you see them getting ready to come out behind me right here, boy, this is new territory to say the least, guys. They are attempting to become the first Little Rock School District school to win a championship since Central won it all in 04 and 03. And I talked to their head coach, Brad Bolding, about that this week, and he said he hopes this breathes some life into LRSD. He said it's time to get back, and he said he talked to his team about that a little bit, but not much needs to be said. Meantime, Parkview is playing in the state championship game for the first time since 1983. That was the infamous Patriots game with Keith Jackson and James Rouse and Ricky Williams. And I caught up with Keith Jackson on the phone yesterday, guys, and he said his phone has been ringing off the hook with people asking him, "Are you going to be here?" And he said, "You think I'm going to miss this?" And he said, guys, this is for all of us. They are carrying the load for all Patriots, past and present.
Thank you, Kyle. And, we were talking with Kyle a minute ago, and he said he saw Keith Jackson standing by in the stands. And, this is a big day for him.
It's a big day for all Parkview alum. It is cool for me when I go and shoot some of these games right here, by the way, at War Memorial Stadium. This is their home stadium on Thursday or Friday nights. It's also Catholic's home stadium, so they share the stadium as we see the Patriots come out. But you see their alum. They're so proud of this team and what they've been able to accomplish this year has their fan base excited, and it's only going to grow. And congratulations to Coach Bolding and his staff for getting that back at Parkview.
Well, let's go over some keys to the game for this one, Wes, and we will start with the Shiloh Christian Saints as they are making their way onto the playing surface. Some keys for them to win today.
Well, for Shiloh Christian, to me, Shiloh Christian has got to take care of the ball. That's for one. They cannot afford to turn the ball over, but they've got to slow down this Parkview athletic team. We told you about Money Elston. They've got 3 running backs. They are full of athletes. Shiloh Christian's coach told us they tackle the ball. They tackle well in space. They'll have to do that today.
And for Parkview, really just win the line of scrimmage, right?
Last week against Joe T. Robinson, I went to that game, and Coach said they had to put their big boy pants on. They had their big boy pants on last week against Joe T. Robinson. They need to do that against Shiloh. Dominate the offensive line of scrimmage, and then when they're on defense, they got to dominate the line of scrimmage then.
There's a shot at Coach Brad Bolding, and you got to think it's pretty special for him to get into a state championship game. He's gotten so close, as we talked about a moment ago, but to be able to do it with his brother in this state championship game, that today's a special day for him.
He said he was going to rely a lot on Bobby this week because Bobby's been here, done that a lot. He's one of only 2 coaches in the state of Arkansas history to bring 3 different teams to War Memorial Stadium to play in a state championship, and so he's using that experience today and relying on his brother a lot.
So back deep is going to be Bo Williams for the Shiloh Christian Saints, and it will be taken by actually Dax Widger, and Widger's going to bring it up past the 10-yard line to the 11, and that's where Shiloh Christian's going to start things off 1st and 10 to start this 5A state championship game.
Yeah, Parkview's defense quickly down the field, and once Widger kind of bobbled that kickoff, they were on top of him. Sometimes you see when a kick returner bobble the kickoff, the defense gets out of their lanes, they maybe run past the returner, and you see a big play. Not then. Parkview stayed in their lanes. They swallowed him up. Tough place to start.
So here's Eli Wisdom for his first snap, and he'll make a completion to Neal, and Neal will take it out past the 15-yard line to the 17-yard line. Nice pickup for that first play of the ball game.
Yeah, giving what the defense is allowing you to have, and that's exactly what Shiloh did. Sat down right there, picked up a nice gain of 6 on first down.
It's a 6-yard gain as they're going to hand it off to Bo Williams, and Williams gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage, has nowhere to go, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
And the defensive line there for Parkview: Isaiah McKenzie, Alex Martin, Landon Kennedy, Judah Noah. Those guys play big for Parkview, both physically and literally.
So it's 3rd down and 4 with the ball at the 17-yard line as we're just underway in the 5A state championship game. Wisdom gonna roll right as he'll make the completion, picks up the first down. It's Bodie Neal once again as they got the short completion, but it was just enough for a first down.
Bodie Neal is the leading receiver for Shiloh, 87 catches, 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns on the season. They needed that key first down on the first drive, and they go to their top guy.
Working quickly go the Saints as they'll go with a tunnel screen on that right side, and that time into the hands of Carter Holman. Holman, the 5'9", 155-pound junior, and he'll collect his first catch of this 5A state championship.
Ramsey Cummings for Parkview fights off the block and makes a tackle, a shoestring tackle, grabbed him around the ankle and brought him to the ground.
6-yard completion for the Saints as it's now 2nd down and 4. They're going to do just a quick toss to their big man Bo Williams, and Williams was able to get a couple yards on the play, but it'll bring up 3rd down now and 2 yards officially for the Saints.
Chris Franklin comes up from his linebacker spot, makes the stop for Parkview. You've seen a first down pass for Shiloh twice, a 2nd down run twice.
3rd down and 2 as they're going to get a pass out into the middle of the field to Bo Williams. Bo Williams being worked on, or called on quite a bit early on in this game. You know, he's a guy that has had 1,784 yards of total offense, 32 touchdowns during his season with Shiloh Christian. Wisdom going to drop back to pass, and it's almost intercepted, not once but twice by Parkview as he was trying to hook up with his wide receiver Bodie Neal that time.
Went right through the hands of Benjamin Allen, and he had a chance to pick it off. You see Haney there in coverage, but look at Allen right there. He's reading the quarterback right through his hands.
Here's Bo Williams running the football, and he'll be able to get about 3, maybe 4 yards on the plays. He'll take it out to the 44-yard line.
Seeing something out of Shiloh. Pass on first down, running on 2nd down, passing on 3rd down. It's happened every single drive so far, every single first down play.
3rd down and 6. This is the third down so far for the Saints as they'll go across the middle, and there's nothing working as that time they tried to hook up with Bodie Neal, and now it's 4th down and long for the Saints.
They do go for it a lot on 4th down. It's something that they're used to doing, and Parkview knows that. They know that they're going to have to stop them on 4 downs a lot of times when they get the ball near midfield, or certainly when they go across midfield. They're more apt to go for it than not.
4th down and 6. Eli Wisdom's going to roll the pocket as now he's going to use his legs. He'll get the first down as he crosses the 50-yard line into Parkview territory. And that's one thing, Wes, that you got to really be worried with Eli Wisdom. Not only can he beat you with the pass, but his legs are really good as well.
Yeah, one of the Parkview defenders, you see him fly up right there. When he flies up and fails to make the tackle, that opens up a lane for Eli Wisdom.
Working quickly on first down now with the ball at the 47-yard line. As Wisdom going to keep it himself, and he'll pick up 3 yards on the play.
Wisdom just following his blockers. Bo Williams, one of those. It's just it's designed to be a quarterback keeper. It's just like a toss sweep, but instead of tossing it to the running back, Wisdom keeps it.
3 wide to the near side. Williams is going to take the handoff, has a running lane out past the 35, still on his feet, inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Big time run by Bo Williams.
Ramsey Cummings stops the touchdown from happening. He's the last one to have a chance for it, but his missed tackles had a chance right there. That is Marion Robinson, their super sophomore safety, missed that tackle.
Eli Wisdom alone in the backfield as he moved Bo Williams out. Now Williams comes back. Now puts him back in motion, and Wisdom's going to keep it himself. Quarterback draw, and the Patriots are right there to limit the damage as he only gets 2 yards on the play.
A lot of eye candy with that play. You see Bo Williams go out in motion. It looks like maybe it's a screen or a little tunnel screen to Bo Williams, fakes it out to him, and then the quarterback, it's designed, he just goes with it. You got all those Parkview Patriots flowing out with Bo, and they try to catch him right back in the middle.
2nd down and 8 as they'll hand it off once again. And bouncing it outside is Williams. Williams is going to have a running lane, and he'll walk into the end zone for the first score of the ball game.
Missed tackles, and great job from Williams for breaking those tackles. You got to give him a lot of credit. Coach called him thunder. You got lightning with Eli Wisdom. We saw a little thunder and lightning on that drive, and it's the thunder that powers it home with Bo Williams breaking tackles. Had a chance right there to wrap him up. Had another defender, broke 2 tackles, then he's fast enough to get in.
That is the 29th rushing touchdown of the season for Bo Williams. And now the kicking unit's going to come on for Shiloh Christian.
Easy adjustments right there for Parkview's defense. They missed some tackles, and then they had a chance on 4th down, but let Wisdom get outside the pocket and scramble for that 1st down.
And the extra point is good, and we've got a 7-0 ball game as Parkview, they lead Shiloh Christian leads Parkview in the 5A state championship game. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
So what's up, que pasa, my people? Well, my name is Al Lopez, a.k.a. Papa Rap, or Papa Rap. And Papa Rap is just a papa that raps. My granddaughter says that I need to be a grandpa that raps, grandpappy rap, but I live in Northwest Arkansas via Puerto Rico. Been here since 1994, desde 94. And really, I didn't come to Arkansas to stay here or to live here. I just came to record some music with the intention of going back to Puerto Rico. But I was able to utilize then the music to start finding the common ground that makes us as one community. Arkansas PBS is the one that has taught me about this great community that we have here. Wonderful, beautiful, so much programming, tanta programación for children, for grown-ups, porque es el canal de Arkansas. This is the real Arkansas channel.
Well, the Parkview Patriots are going to get their shot to start their first drive here in the first quarter as Shiloh went down the field and put up 7 points as there's 7:48 to play here in the first quarter, and Shiloh leads the 5A state championship 7-0. Back deep for Little Rock Parkview is Montario Elston. And here's the short sky kick that will be fair caught at the 38-yard line. And now we've got a penalty flag because it's like it was their up man that was taken down that time for Parkview. Tavion Haney was the one that caught it, and he got taken down.
Parkview's got some electric return guys. You mentioned Montario, Elston, Robinson's usually back there. They got some guys that can take it to the house, and I wondered how Shiloh would attempt to defend that, and that's it. That's the sky kick, not even worry about it, and then just kick it up high and just live with having a short kickoff. Well, then they do a little damage there and hit him late, or hit him after he called for the fair catch. The demand for skilled professions is at an all-time high. Scan that QR code to explore job earning up to $93,000 a year in the digital series Be Pro, Be Proud, Path to Success.
And the first play for Parkview goes nowhere as Elston tried to take it off the left side, and he'll actually lose a yard on the play to bring up 2nd down and 11.
We talked about those running backs for Parkview. They'll send 3 of them in and out. Darian Bennett, Cameron Settles, Jaden Ashford. You'll see all 3 today, but they're not afraid to let Montario Elston run with it or Willie Eccles run with it. And they got some dynamic players that they're going to try to get into space. Shiloh Christian did a great job of tackling in space.
So it's 2nd down and 11, and working out the pistol, and give it right up the middle that time. The running back for Parkview is Darian Bennett, and Bennett is going to get great running lanes and take it all the way very near to the first down markers. He'll take it past the 40-yard line to the 38. They are going to say it's a first down.
Yeah, Park, look at that hole right there. Just a great job. Cash Williams, the center, creates the hole, and Bennett sees it, hits that hole, and then fights for a couple extra yards, picks up the first down. I kind of wonder if Parkview might try to establish the run, try to get that dominant. I saw that last week with Joe T. Robinson. Pound away, pound away, pound away. And then you can hit them a couple times with some play action and catch Shiloh thinking run.
1st and 10 with the ball at the 38-yard line. Going to hand it off once again. Big running lanes for Bennett. And Bennett takes it inside the 35-yard line down to the 33. And it's a 5-yard pickup for the Patriots.
Yeah, the seniors are low, but you see that right side. Alex Martin, Randall Davis crashing on the defensive line, opening up that right side, and Bennett picks up an easy 5.
Boy, Bennett is a big kid, 6'1", 215 pounds. He's a load to try to bring down.
Yeah, they'll hit you with Bennett and wear you out, and then bring in Cameron Settles. He's a sophomore, and Coach Bolding says he may be the best running back he's ever coached.
Working out of the pistol set. 2nd down and 5. They hand it off again. Here goes Bennett out past the 25, and he takes it down to the 22-yard line. Another first down for the Patriots.
Bennett just punishes defenders. You see at the end of this run, Bennett puts his head down, runs over the defender. And where this could start to pay off for Parkview is in that 3rd, 4th quarter, because many of these Shiloh Christian Saints play defense and offense.
Yeah.
And so when they're taking a pounding on defense, it may take away a little bit of their speed and their want to on offense. Now, they're conditioned for this. They've been doing it all year, so they're used to it, but I don't know if they're used to the pounding of a Parkview team.
Eric McGee, the quarterback for Parkview, is going to hand it off once again to Bennett, and he has nowhere to go as he'll be stopped at the 22-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 2nd down for the Patriots.
The Shiloh Christian defense did a great job that time. The offensive line for Parkview lost that battle. That was all Saints bowing up their neck and getting a stop on first down. And anytime you limit to Parkview to 1, 2, 3 yards, that's a win. Well, that's a big-time win because they didn't get anything.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Clock is rolling under 5 minutes here in the 5A state championship game. They get a pass out to the left side. That's into the hands of Hunter Austin. And Austin's going to be taken down at the 11-yard line, and that is enough for a first down for the Parkview Patriots.
You know, we complimented Shiloh for taking what the defense is giving. Well, that's what Parkview did. That's just a simple little out route there by Hunter Austin. Catches it, makes a move, picks up the first down.
7-0. Shiloh on top of the Patriots, but they're in the red zone right now. As they'll work out that pistol set, McGee calls for it, and he hands it off to Bennett. And Bennett has nowhere to go as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. May have gotten a yard on the play. They are marking him down at the 10-yard line, so he'll pick up a yard. So that brings up a 2nd down and 9.
I think that was Cole Glenn for Shiloh Christian that just escaped through the line of scrimmage, came in almost untouched, met Bennett in the backfield, and just blew that play up.
Here's a toss sweep, goes right side. Out past the 10-yard line, and he'll take it down to the 8.
Seth Lowe for Shiloh Christian stepped up in that hole. Looked like he had some running room, but Seth closed it quickly, put his head down, made a good tackle, and only got a yard or two that time for Parkview.
That was Cameron Settles who ran the ball that time. Settles, part of this two-headed attack. has had 922 yards of rushing this year.
Yeah, Bennett and Settles with good games today could both go over the 1,000-yard mark.
So bunch set on that left side as McGee's going to look to throw. Has a man out the 11, stays on his feet, but then a host of Saints come in and they get him, and forward progress is going to be stopped at the 9-yard line, so he'll lose a yard on the play.
Yeah, Ellison slipped when he caught it. He was trying to make a move, and his feet came out from underneath him, and that kind of slowed things right there. He kind of slowed things down. But how about the just the flow and the effort from Seth Lowe again comes flying in and disrupts that play.
So on to kick is going to be Solomon Aguilar. Aguilar has only kicked 2 field goals this year. He's 2 for 2. He's made both of them as he'll set up from the far hash mark. Kick is away, and it is good. So Solomon Aguilar now 3 for 3 on the year from field goal range as Parkview gets on the scoreboard. It's 7-3. Shiloh Christian on top of Parkview. Let's head down to Kyle's Deckelbaum, and Kyle, really the pace of this game by both offenses so far has been pretty impressive, but it's kind of what we expected.
No, it is, and I tell you, as Shiloh's offense gets set to go back on the field, I was watching them after they went down and scored their opening drive against Parkview, something not many teams have done this year. This was a studious group that sat in their chairs and was immediately ready to watch some game film. There wasn't a ton of celebration. This is a confident Shiloh team that expects to do this. And guys, at the heart of that group right there is Eli Wisdom, their steady quarterback. And Brad Bolding has said he might be the best we've played this year. Their head coach has talked about he maximized his skill set. And, you know, guys, Eli Wisdom's listed at 5'11". I think that might be a very generous 5'11". But Eli says, hey, Kyler Murray, those kind of quarterbacks, that's who I draw inspiration from. It can be done.
That is the only reason why Eli Wisdom's not a top recruit.
Yeah.
You look at the numbers he's put up, both rushing and passing. He's got a nice arm, and of course he can run the ball. We've seen that today. It's just the height because he's not that prototypical D1 quarterback.
Here's a short kick that'll be taken at the 18-yard line, brought up, and for Shiloh Christian, that's Dax Widger, and Widger's going to bring the ball out past the 35-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 36, and that's where Shiloh Christian will have their second drive of the ball game as they lead 7-3.
Big win for the Shiloh defense. Parkview drives down, gets to about the 10. They get a stop, get a field goal. They got to be happy about that.
Stacked receivers on both sides of the formation as they're going to give it off to Bo Williams, and Williams has nowhere to go. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage at the 36-yard line, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, you saw the Parkview defender that time fighting off the offensive lineman. He got his arm out there and slowed it down enough so that his teammates could come. That was Parkview's defensive line making the play that time.
And comes in motion as Wisdom's going to look to throw, and he just one-hops Bo Williams. And that'll bring up third down and long now for the Saints.
A little pressure coming late from Parkview that caused Wisdom to hurry his throw. And I think that's why it was low and behind Bo Williams, because of that defense was coming.
So third down and 10 with the ball at the 36-yard line. Saints have slowed their attack a lot on this drive as they bring in the play. Down to 13 on the play clock. Wisdom going to look to throw. Going big ball, throws it outside. Not able to hook up with his wide receiver, Carter Hallman. And that'll bring up fourth down and 10 now.
That time they had 2 Parkview Patriots over there on Hallman. I think that was a good decision from Wisdom to kind of throw it high, wide, where if anybody caught it would only be his receiver. And now they're going to punt. So Parkview does a good job of forcing a 3-and-out.
Eli Wisdom is the punter, and he'll stick a foot into it. Nobody's back for Parkview, and they'll let it roll, and it will come to a halt at the 22-yard line, and that's where the Patriots will get it back for their second drive of the ball game. And Wes, that is a big-time win if you're the Parkview defense.
Well, I was at War Memorial Stadium about a month ago. They opened the playoffs with Morrilton. Parkview drove down and scored, and I was like, uh-oh, this could be, this could get ugly.
Yeah.
Morrilton marched right down their first possession and scored. And it was a 7-7 ball game. I was like, okay. That Morrilton sideline was all excited and hyped up. They were able to just march down and score like that. That was their only score of the day. Parkview won 29-7.
So the offense comes back out for the Patriots as McGehee is in the shotgun. He'll hand it to Bennett. Bennett's got big running lane straight up the middle. That offensive line got a big push. I said it's Bennett. It was actually Settles, Cameron Settles, who takes it out to the 34-yard line.
That's the second running back. We saw a lot of Bennett on the first drive. Settles came in towards the end. Settles starts this drive out on the field and picks up a first down on his carry on the first carry of the second possession.
Two wide receivers are going to split wide to the left side as they'll work out the pistol set. McGehee going to hand it off again to Settles. And Settles will take it past the 35-yard line. And they'll mark him down at the 37-yard line.
Parkview's finding more success right up the middle. The Saints are spreading it out because they have to. The speed of Parkview, and they know that Parkview will go side to side. The soft spot may be up the middle, and we've seen a couple of nice runs from Settles and from Bennett when they're going in between the tackles.
So it's 2nd down and 7 after that 3-yard gain. As Settles is going to move to the backfield, he'll move Bennett as a wingman off the right side. McGehee going to look to throw, swings it to the flats, finds Settles, and Settles is going to bounce off Shiloh Christian Saints, takes it past the 40-yard line to the 41. I tell you, Wes, I know we've talked about it, but you don't really miss a step if it's Darian Bennett or Settles in the backfield.
And I wonder whose decision it was to flip there, because he was lined up kind of the H-back, and then he said, no, you go up here. I'm coming back here.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a player thing, but we will see more of that as we come to the end of the first quarter, a fast-moving first quarter. But as we end one, Shiloh Christian, they lead Parkview 7-3 in the 5A state championship game. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by...
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas to provide reliable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
Local broadcast of Arkansas PBS programming is made possible in part by Community Bakery. Scratch-made breads, pastries, cakes, treats, and locally roasted coffees. Served daily at 2 locations in Little Rock, 1200 Main and 270 Shackleford.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium as we start the second quarter of play, and Shiloh Christian leading 7-3 over Parkview. Parkview's got a 3rd down and 3 from the 41, and now we've got whistles and penalty flags to start the quarter, and it'll be a false start.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd and 8. That's going to change the play call.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
Shiloh caught them. They did a little line adjustment. And when the tight end saw those Shiloh guys jump and slide to the left, he jumped forward and got the penalty flag.
You know, Wes, I know we've talked a lot about Parkview and their first time in the state championship game, but for Shiloh Christian, this is a team that, they were dominant at the 4A level, and then they move up to 5A, and they've continued that dominance both offensively and defensively as we see a timeout right here.
Shiloh's got a great system in place. We've seen it with Harding Academy. We've seen it with Pulaski Academy. We're seeing it with Shiloh Christian. It doesn't matter what classification that they're in. They have a great system in place throughout and it starts at the elementary school.
Yeah.
That early age, they're learning the offense, the defense, and their football program. Yeah. The kids, they may be small in numbers. We were talking with some of the guys with the Shiloh broadcast. They don't have a lot of players, They probably should be a 3A school, but they're competing in 5A. But what happens is, with the small numbers, everybody plays football. That's what they do at Shiloh Christian, at Harding Academy, at Pulaski Academy. They take advantage of what they have and develop what they have.
Well, and we look at the numbers, Wes, and this defense only got better as from year to year. And I tell you what, this was a defense that is only averaging 10 points a game this year, and they got a lot better from last year in a lesser classification. As here's a pass that was almost intercepted.
That was fortunate for Parkview, unfortunate for Shiloh Christian. They had a chance right there, but Cooper Darr couldn't bring it in. That was a bullet coming at him, and McGee was trying to unload it. McGee was under all kinds of pressure. Shiloh brought the backside on a blitz, and McGee had to get rid of it, and he threw it, and almost was a huge play for Shiloh.
Carter Holman is going to be back deep for the Saints off this punt, as it is a short kick. It went sky high, and it's going to take a Parkview roll and then a Shiloh bounce, but it'll be dropped dead at the 40-yard line.
Break through the surface to explore the living, breathing ecosystem beneath our world in dirt. A new documentary about saving our soil. Watch now at myarpbs.org/dirt.
So it's first down and 10 from the 40-yard line, as here's a quick pass play to Bo Williams. And Williams takes it out past the 45-yard line, and they'll get him down to 47.
Getting back to what they did on their first drive. Pass on first down, run on second down, pass on third down.
Now here's a run by Williams. Big time run. Williams stays on his feet. It takes 3 Patriots to bring him down to the 32-yard line.
Bo Williams has been the difference in this game so far. He had 46 carries before this rush. He also, of course, had the touchdown, a 24-yard touchdown run. They're having a hard time tackling Bo Williams.
Williams works it to the outside, and we've got a penalty flag down as he goes out of bounds at the 31, and I believe that was a hold on the outside, Wes.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy call, and I'm sure it didn't hurt that it was right there in front of the Parkview bench, and they're all yelling holding right there and encouraging the official to call that hold. But I think it was pretty clear for everybody up here even to see the holding call. That'll push Shiloh back, and they had a little something going. Let's see if they can overcome a 1st and 20 situation. When you look at the first quarter numbers, Bo Williams 46 yards rushing, Wisdom had 14 yards rushing. Shiloh had 60 yards rushing in the first quarter. That's something Parkview, if they want to win this game, they can't allow that.
So here's a pass play that goes right side from Eli Wisdom, hooks up with Widger, and Widger's going to take it down to the 35-yard line. And they get some yardage back right there, but it's still going to be about a 13. They got to get about 13 yards for the first down.
Yeah, you got about 7 of that penalty back. It just meant they're just chipping away.
Second down. Here's Bo Williams as he'll work off the left side, gets a spin move, and he'll take it down to the 31-yard line. And that'll bring up third down now for Shiloh Christian.
Kind of caught Parkview thinking they're going to pass it again, and that time they ran it, pulled a couple of linemen over to that left side. Bo just followed those linemen and picked up about 5 more yards.
Third down and 9 with the ball at the 31-yard line. Eli Wisdom going to look back over to Jeff Conaway to get the new play.
Got Bodie Neal man on man. That's their guy.
As Wisdom's going to look to throw, goes left side, and he tries to hook up with his intended target. That's Bodie Neal, and one-on-one coverage on the outside, and that'll bring up 4th down and 9.
Well, Parkview put their best corner on him, Tavion Haney. Haney's got a couple of interceptions, 2 touchdowns off of those interceptions. 28 passes broken up this year. That was close to him breaking it up. I just think the quarterback put it where only his receiver, Bodie Neal, could catch it. But that was a great matchup. That's good on good right there.
Yeah.
That time Parkview won the matchup. And you see it again. It's just man on man on Neal. They're saying, look, Haney, Neal, we're going to take that matchup.
4th down and 9 from the 31-yard line in Parkview territory. Wisdom's going to look to throw. Going across the middle, has a man, but it's deflected away. How about that defense for the Parkview Patriots? Who was that?
Ramsey Cummings.
Yeah, Ramsey Cummings stuck his hand in at the very last moment, knocked the ball out, has a turnover on downs.
Played it perfect. Here's a good look at the replay. Cummings comes in right when the receiver's trying to catch it. Look at the hand. Gets in there, swipes it away. Great play from the Parkview safety.
And it was a good route by Shiloh, but an even better play by Cummings. And now Parkview's going to get the football back with 10:03 left here in the second quarter, and they'll have it at the 31-yard line.
Good route, good throw, but a better defensive play.
McGee is going to work out the pistol set. He'll fake the handoff. He's going to look to throw. He's going to go big ball. Has a man downfield. At the 25 is caught, and he's going to walk the dog in for a touchdown. It was O'Marion Robinson who went in for the touchdown, and Parkview takes the lead.
Robinson's their super safety, but they'll play him some on offense. When they want a big play, he is a big play guy. This young man has scored a touchdown on the punt return, a kick return, and an interception return in the same half of a game this year.
And think about that, though. I mean, you've got a Shiloh team that they kind of lull you to sleep. They just chip away. And Parkview says, you know what, we're going to try one play and get to the end zone. And it worked out as the extra point by Aguilar is up and good. And Parkview, they lead now 10-7 with 9:53 left here in the first half. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Local broadcast of Arkansas PBS programming is made possible in part by Community Bakery. Scratch-made breads, pastries, cakes, treats, and locally roasted coffees. Served daily at 2 locations in Little Rock, 1200 Main and 270 Shackelford.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Here's a look at that last touchdown by Parkview, and look at the space between O'Marion Robinson and the defender. And Wes, this is a kid that you talked about. He can do everything, but he's had multiple FBS offers since he was in the 9th grade.
Yeah, the Razorbacks offered him last year. He is a very talented sophomore, emphasize sophomore,
yeah.
But he's a really good safety, and you see his athleticism on that play coming over, and just the speed. He was able to run away from the defensive back and to create that separation.
Tavian Haney kicks it off, and it will be taken up by Shiloh Christian, bringing it up for the Saints. That time it was Wisdom, and that's where they will have it 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
How about the throw, though, from McGee?
Yeah.
I mean, Robinson didn't have to break stride.
No.
That was on the money, a perfect throw. And when I was looking at the replay, there was another Parkview player out. He was wide open, too.
Yeah.
And I thought that's where the ball was going. He put his hands in the air as a touchdown while the ball was still in the air. He knew that was a score.
Here's Wisdom with the football for the Saints, and he has nowhere to go. He's going to lose ground back to the 29-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, that Parkview defensive line once again was there, and that allowed the linebackers to get in there. They were all over that play, snuffed it out.
So it's now 2nd down and 12 with the ball at the 29-yard line. 9:22 and counting left here in the first half. Second down, Wisdom's going to run with it. Trying to find a hole, and he has nowhere to go. He gets it back to the 29-yard line.
I think that was Cummings again. I think Cummings had the big play from a safety spot to break up the 4th down play, and I believe that was 20 again that came firing through there and stopped Wisdom. And I thought Wisdom had some room to run, and all of a sudden this guy came out of nowhere like he was shot out of a cannon and tackled Wisdom.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 12 now as they'll go stacked receivers on both sides. And Wisdom will take the shotgun snap. Has a pass that's intercepted, taken the other way, down to the 15, 10-5 touchdown. That was Chris Franklin who was able to get the pick six and take it in for a score.
Franklin came from his linebacker spot, just sat on the route. He came underneath, and it looked like he knew exactly what was coming. Wisdom was staring over at that left side and threw it right. Look at Franklin just undercut the receiver. The receiver was coming in on that end route. Franklin picks it off, takes it back to the house, and Parkview, bam, bam, scores just like that. And now all of a sudden they have a chance to go up 10.
Solomon Aguilar on to kick the extra point. And it is up and good, and the Parkview Patriots have extended their lead to 17-7 with 8:34 left here in the first half. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Coming up on the halftime show, one of the longest rivalries in Arkansas high school football.
This year's class of Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars.
And a look at when Arkansas students spoke to NASA astronauts in space.
It's all coming up on the halftime show. See you then.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, wishing you and your family a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. With our busy lives today, we often forget the greatest gift of Christmas. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. I hope all of us will take the time and share the love of Christ this season. May your holidays be filled with joy and blessings. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us at Everett.
New documents are being digitized every day, and every day the DNA databases get bigger. Sometimes the most moving revelations come from the paper trail. Sometimes some of the most shocking revelations come from DNA.
I think I found out a little bit too much.
That's what makes us special. The magical way that we combine genealogical research with genetic research. And we're the first program in the world to do that. Without your support, there would be no Finding Your Roots. And without your support, there would be no PBS.
Here's a look at the pick six by Chris Franklin, 34-yard interception return, and he took it to the house for the touchdown. And the Parkview Patriots, they lead it by a score of 17-7 with 8:34 to play here in the first half. And old momentum right now, Wes, is with the Patriots.
Well, one of the keys to the game for Shiloh Christian, can't have the turnovers. Yeah. Well, that's even worse. That's a turnover that went for a pick six. They need to bounce back in a big way here. Get a good drive going, get a little confidence going, get a little momentum, and it really just starts with first down. And I think it's going to start with the running game. You've seen some success from their big running back. Bo's been able to break off some good runs. I think I would try to hammer him a little bit and give him some runs. Arkansas PBS has the perfect keepsake from this game. Download photos at myarpbs.org/photos.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line for Shiloh Christian as they give it to Bo Williams. And Williams will take it out to the 28-yard line. It'll be a 1-yard gain. And Wes, for Shiloh Christian, we saw their last drive stall. What do they got to do to kind of get that momentum back on their side?
Go back to the basics, and that's running the ball for Shiloh Christian. And you saw that on first down. They may try a little something here with Eli, give him a run here, but they want to try to pound away at this Parkview offensive line.
Here's Bo Williams again, works the right side, has a nice gainer this time as he'll take it out to the 33-yard line.
Bo is just a load. I mean, you saw that right there. There was a Parkview defender that tried to tackle him. Watch Bo put his head down. Bam, right there. Buckles the defender, keeps on going, falls forward, and picks up another 3 yards. He's tough to bring down.
5-yard gain that time as it's now a 3rd down and 4. They're going to hand it to him once again. Works around the right side, gets through one tackle, takes it past the 45, stays on his feet. And you're talking about hard to bring down. That took 4 guys to bring him down that time.
Yeah, that's it. Go back to the basics. get Bo the ball. They're going to slip in a little Eli now when Bo has run it a couple times and Parkview's focusing on Bo Williams. Eli can run it for you. You get the running game going, then bam, you throw the ball, a little play action pass.
1st and 10 as Eli Wisdom's going to look to run with it straight up the middle, takes it to the 50-yard line, and it'll be a gain of 2 yards.
Good play, but Parkview did a better job of defending it. You saw Bo go out of the backfield. A lot of Parkview defenders shift out there. The attention goes out there, and Eli just runs it right back up the middle. But Parkview did a good job of making that tackle and stopping it for only a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8. As Wisdom's going to look to throw. He'll go big ball this time. Has a man all by himself at the 20-yard line, and it's Holman who was able to take it in for the touchdown. He was all by himself as there was a busted coverage in the secondary, and the Shiloh Saints are back in the end zone. They got a flag. This one's coming back.
There's a flag at the 35-yard line.
This may be on Parkview. I'm looking at the body language of some of the Patriots.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, sideline warning.
They're going to do a sideline warning.
Pistol made contact with a member on the Parkview foul. That's 15 yards will be assessed on the kickoff.
Well, they assessed it, so they sideline warning. So I'm assuming that an official ran into a coach and they assessed the 15-yard penalty off the kickoff.
I don't remember a previous sideline warning. I thought you got a warning and then the second time it was assessed.
I thought as well, but I guess they automatically dinged him with a 15-yarder. Bodie Neal kicks that one through, and we've got a 3-point game with 6:40 to play here in the second quarter. Let's go down to Kyle Deckelbaum on the sideline. And Kyle, old momentum was going with Parkview for a moment, but Shiloh Christian just battling right back.
Well, it sure was, guys. I was just going to kind of chime in and say, I'm not sure I've seen a football team with this kind of relationship with this fan base that, you know, after every great play for the Patriots, you're seeing the players turn around and look towards the sidelines, and they're getting that instant feedback from the fans. You can just see how much it means both to the team and the fans when the momentum was on their side. But as for that penalty there, I think even Brad Bolding's kind of scratching his head. And, you know, they all kind of jumped as soon as they saw the wide open receiver. But to Brad Bolding's credit, he did not say too much back to the official after that.
Well, he's actually talking to him now, and he's pointing out the big white area and saying, well, hey, here's where we are. Here's what you got. And he's trying to figure out what was going on. But the 15-yard penalty will be assessed right here on the kickoff. And Shiloh, you know, they've been doing a lot of sky kicks, or the one time we've seen it, it was a sky kick, and Parkview was fine with it. I wonder what they do here. Maybe try to kick it through the end zone, because I know they don't want to give these Parkview returners a chance to run around and make play in space.
Aiden Benson is going to be the kickoff kicker, and he'll put it through the through the back of the end zone. He could probably, if it was a little bit straighter, could have made it through the uprights. And let's take a look at that last touchdown for the Shiloh Christian Saints. And you know, we talked about Eli Wisdom, how he can both hurt you on the ground and through the air, and he did it right here. And just broke coverage that time, Wes.
Yeah, you know what? I'd like to go back one more time, if we can see it one more time. I was looking at the sideline. The referee who threw that flag on the sideline, I was trying to see what happened. I saw him throw the flag, but I didn't see anything before it. Maybe we can take a look at it real quick before this play happens. Watch the sideline. As the ball is in the air, you see the official running down the sideline. Yeah, I guess it happened before we panned over because there's nothing there, and he throws the flag, but he didn't run into anybody.
So here's the first play. As for Parkview, they will get about a 2-yard gain that time on their first down attempt, and that will bring up 2nd down and 8.
Well, we saw what Shiloh did to get back to the basics. You know, when they fell down, they ran it with Bo Wallace a couple of times. Eli Wisdom ran it, and then all of a sudden, little play action pass, got Parkview thinking, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and they throw it over the top. Now Parkview, first play, they go back to running the ball.
So McGee's going to work out of the pistol with 2 wide set to that right side. Going to hand it off. Big running lane across the middle. That time it's Bennett, as he'll take it to the 31-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down.
Shiloh has one safety back, and that safety actually came up and made the tackle. He was the last one And he comes up, steps up in the hole, makes the tackle right there. Good job from the Shiloh safety to bring down the big running back. That was Seth Lowe again making the tackle. He's made a lot of plays for Shiloh. But that's the thing. If they're going to only play one safety back, and if he bites a little bit, there's nobody behind him, and that opens up a big play for Parkview offensively.
Down to 10 on the play clock, as Parkview's going to send 3 wide to the right side. And now we've got whistles and penalties, and that's part of really trying to rush to the line of scrimmage, Wes, because the play clock was down to 2 when everybody got set.
Well, it was a Shiloh shift again. That's hard to say. Shiloh shift. The defensive linemen are jumping and shifting, moving laterally, and when they do that, it's causing Parkview's linemen. We've seen the tight end jump, and that time I think it was the guard that jumped. It's just when you see that guy across from you move like that, the tendencies for you to take off and move because you think they're firing off, so you've got to fire off. It's very difficult to do. I know they've practiced it all week because it's something that Shiloh does.
Now 3 wide set to that right side. They're going to hand it to Bennett. Bennett's going to get up the middle, and he'll get a nice gain out to the 32-yard line, and it'll bring up it'll have 9 yards to get to the first down marker from the 32. And
he got the penalty back into yard that time, and that was just good inside running. There wasn't a big hole there or anything. It was just a nice push from the offensive line, and then it's just the back. He's just strong enough to spin and fall forward, and Bennett picks up 6 on the play.
So McGee has a wingback set off that right side. As he'll hand it off to Settles, and Settles has nowhere to go. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
Bodie Neal. We've seen Bodie Neal on offense, and that time Bodie Neal made the play on defense.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 now for the Patriots.
We've seen Parkview in a 3rd and long situation, and McGee just took what Shiloh gave them, and it was just a nice little easy pass. And just see what Shiloh kind of drops into and what kind of coverage. Got 2 safeties back.
They've got 3 wide on that right side as McGee going to look to throw. There is a penalty flag down, and McGee's going to throw it. Has a man, but it's in and out of his hands. Trying to hook up that time with Hunter Austin. But to hold everything, let's check on the penalty flags. I would imagine it's going to be holding back at the line of scrimmage.
And that will be declined by Shiloh, and they're going to force Parkview to punt. They'll get the ball back here in the second quarter with about 3 minutes, 40 seconds to play, and they'll have a chance to take the lead before they go into the half. That was a great defensive stand for Shiloh.
That penalty will be declined.
Of course, some of it was self-inflicted from Parkview with the jump on false start. They just set them behind the chains on first down. They picked up a first down, and then 1st and 10, false start. It's 1st and 15, and they just weren't able to overcome that.
3:41 left here in the first half. As the punting situation is going to come on for Parkview. Hunter Austin's going to be the punter. And he sticks the foot into it. And Hallman's going to be the one to back deep, but he says, everybody get away. And it's going to take a nice Parkview roll inside the 30-yard line. And it'll drop dead at the 28-yard line. And that's where Shiloh Christian will have it 1st and 10 with 3:30 left here in the first half.
Tell you something to watch here. Parkview's punter took a long time to get that punt off. Is it McGee that does the punting for them also?
Hunter Austin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a chance for that one to get blocked, and Shiloh really wasn't coming in hard on the rush. If he doesn't pick up the pace, I know the Shiloh coaches are seeing that. They may bring some pressure and try to get to him.
Well, and you saw that's the second punt he's had. The first one, it was a sky-high punt. It was very short, and he got some length on it that time, and now it looks like we're going to have a timeout called, charged to Parkview.
Yeah, the coaches called that from the sideline. There was something they saw that they didn't like with the way Shiloh lined up and with the way Parkview lined up.
Let's head back down to the sidelines and check in with Kyle Deckelbaum. And Kyle, an interesting note that you and I were talking about before the game was Bodie Neal and his family and the part-time job that Bodie Neal has.
Yeah, I tell you, this is one of the great things about Springdale. Listen, you guys were talking about earlier about how if you go to Shiloh, odds are you're going to play football. Well, Bodie Neal met Eli Wisdom in pre-kindergarten. They have played football together since the 4th grade. And RJ, you mentioned it, Bodie Neal, probably win or lose tomorrow, will be out there at his family's restaurant, Neal's Cafe in Springdale, legendary place in Northwest Arkansas, that pink building. His great-great-grandparents opened it in 1944, and I'm told, guys, the fried chicken is worth the stop.
Yeah, we may have to make a trip up to Springdale to try that out, and maybe we'll be able to talk to Bodie at the restaurant. But he's been a captain for this Shiloh Christian team and an outstanding player for this team, as his team's going to break the huddle and get set back at the line of scrimmage.
Got him spread out. Receiver fell. Receiver kind of started leaning forward. That was Bodie Neal, unfortunately. Bad timing, but he was kind of leaning, just kind of fell
Prior
over.
to the snap, false start.
Well, he had some of that fried chicken before the game, and it just kind of weighed him over a little bit.
Y'all, you're going to have to quit talking about this fried chicken. I'm kind of tired of eating the hot dogs up here in the press box. Maybe we can get the Neals to sponsor the buffet up here in the press box next year for the state championship games.
I like that. That would be a good idea. As Eli Wisdom's running backwards, trying to get out of the way of some defenders, and he's going to go out of bounds, and that did not go the way he wanted it to, as Heck takes it all the way back to the 20-yard line.
I don't know what was more impressive, the Parkview defense, just the number of guys stringing out the play, or the number of tackles that Wisdom broke. I thought he was going to be tackled at the first hit, the second hit, the third hit, and it could have been a lot worse.
Here's the pass by Wisdom into the hands of Holman, and he'll be taken down past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So that time Parkview back up a little bit and just basically gave Shiloh the 5-yard pass, and they're going to rally and tackle. When you get a team in 3rd and long or 2nd and long, that's what they're going to do. Now it's 3rd and 12.
Ball at the 26-yard line, under 3 minutes to play here in the first half.
This is a big play, honestly. With 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go, if Parkview can get the ball back and stop this drive.
Eli Wisdom looking to go downfield, and the receiver in the corner got tangled up on that far side, and there's no flag, and that'll bring up a 4th down situation. I don't see a flag anyway. Now they're going to say 4th down.
Yeah, the Shiloh fans were wanting a call there. The coach was probably 5 yards on the field asking for the flag. I saw when the corner fell, and then when the corner fell, that tripped up the receiver. I couldn't tell if the corner was kind of pulling on him at all, or what caused the cornerback to fail, but the corner lost his feet and just tripped up the wide receiver.
So they will come on to punt.
This time Parkview sending Robinson back. He is dangerous.
So here's a nice punt by Eli Wisdom, and it'll be taken by Robinson at the 30-yard line. He'll make it around one corner. Still on his feet out past the 45, and a nice return by Omarion Robinson as he'll take it out to the 48-yard line, and that's where Parkview will have it 1st and 10 with 2:31 to play left here in the first half.
Big time stop by Parkview. You think about it, and hey, and it was a penalty that kind of set Shiloh back. Neal jumped off sides or false start just like Parkview did on their previous drive, and those penalties have stopped the last 2 drives. The offenses weren't able to overcome that. Of course, Parkview did a great job on 1st and 15, stringing out Wisdom. Another loss. Total yards there, 202 to 144. Parkview has a chance to add 52 yards to it and even that up before we get to the half.
Here's the pass that goes left side into the hands of Elston, and Elston's going to take it out into Shiloh Christian territory at the 46.
Well, I'm impressed by Shiloh's defense right there. Elston is so quick. He split those 2 blockers, went in between, and if they don't make that one tackle, he's gone. He's gone to the house, but Shiloh's team speed showed right there. They were able to bring Elston down.
So it's a pickup of 7 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 3. You've got stacked receivers on the right side of the formation. They give it to Settles, and Settles will bring it out to the 41-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down.
The thing I like about these Parkview running backs, they take what's there. They don't dance around a whole lot and try to bounce it outside and go for the home run. If it's a 3-yard gain, they put their head down and pick up 4. They don't try to do too much.
Here's the pass play that goes left side as Eccles was there, but it went in and out of his hands, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that was Willie Eccles that time, and he was trying to do too much. Eccles was trying to catch it and turn it back inside and make a big play. He forgot to catch the ball. The first thing you got to do is catch the ball.
I looked down at it, and I had Eccles sitting right there, and I said Eccles, and so either way, You go with Eccles, and now it's 2nd down and 10 with the ball at the 41. 148 in West. Here's the thing. You get a score for Parkview before the half. That's going to be a lot of momentum going to that halftime locker room. Here's a big-time pass by McGee as his receiver fell down. Now the penalty flag comes in. He was going to try to hook up with Eccles again, and he fell down at the 20-yard line.
It was a double move by Eccles. You saw the pump fake from the quarterback, McGee. When he does the pump fake, and Eccles makes the second move, and the Shiloh defender was right there, and Eccles just ran right into him and knocked him into the ground.
Pass interference against the defense. Penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
I will say this: you could have very easily said that was incidental contact.
Yeah.
That was the DB just standing there, and or the safety, and he just ran into him. But there's the pump fake. You don't see the there. Then there's the action right there. I mean, very easily you could have said that's incidental contact. But then again, if you're a Parkview fan, you say no. He just knocked him off of his feet. That's pass interference.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 26-yard line. They give it to Bennett, and Bennett's going to get it out past the 20, and he'll take it to the 19. Another good run on first down for Darian Bennett. It's a gain of 7 yards, and Parkview's going to work quickly. Gonna hand it right back to Bennett. He'll get it out to the 15-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down.
You also see Parkview here working the clock. You know what? They want to score here.
Yeah.
But they also want to use this last minute up as much as they can to make sure that Shiloh doesn't have enough time to march down. That's why they're huddling up right now. They're in no hurry. They have plenty of time. 1st and 10 from the 15.
Down to a minute to play here in the first half. McGee gonna fake the handoff, gonna look to throw across the middle. It's intercepted in the end zone. Coming up with the interception for the Saints, it was Bo Williams.
What a play from Bo Williams. Just sinks back in coverage, did not bite on the play action pass. He is back there in coverage, and it makes a leaping catch. We've seen his athleticism running the football, but how about this play here? Goes up, snags it. Very well could have been a touchdown that he takes away with the open receiver.
And it was a fingertip catch because he went to his tallest point and just was able to grab it, kind of deflected it briefly and brought it in. And so now it's 1st and 10 for the Saints with 55 seconds to go as they'll have it at the 20-yard line.
They have enough time. They can easily march down the field and score here.
So here's Wisdom trying to get it to the sideline, and it's in and out of the hands of Carter Holman. So it brings up 2nd down and 10.
Big turnover there from Shot. We saw Parkview with the big pick 6 that changed this game. That's a game changer right there. Even though Bo Williams didn't score, Bo Williams stopped the score, and he gave his offense and himself an opportunity to try to go down here and take the lead with 55 seconds to go in the first half.
Eli Wisdom in the shotgun, has Williams to his right, and now he's going to run with it. Wisdom takes it out to the 23-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down now.
I like that play call. The safeties are split so wide because Shiloh has so many guys out wide, both left and right. The middle of the field's wide open. If Wisdom is able to break a tackle, break through there, he's got a lot of room to run.
3rd down and 7 from the ball at the 23-yard line. Wisdom going to look to run. Gets around the corner, and he'll go out of bounds past the 25-yard line. Takes it out to the 27-yard line. That'll stop the clock, but they're about 4 yards shy of the first down, and it brings up 4th down and 3.
Just so hard to run wide on Parkview because of the team speed. It's not just their corners or safeties, their linebackers. Their defensive linemen can get out there.
And Shiloh's going to go for it here on 4th down and 3. And Parkview jumps into the neutral zone. Jumping into the neutral zone for Parkview. It was
prior to the snap, offside against the defense. 5 yards, result for place, first down.
Was that Bobby Shatton or was it Kevin Ellis? It was.
He's coming out of the game right now.
Yeah.
Because he just cost his team.
Yeah, I believe.
I don't know if Shiloh was actually going for it or if that's what they were trying to do is draw him offside and get a new set of downs.
Here's 1st and 10. Wisdom going to look to throw. Kicks it out to the flats, and that's DeJarnette as he'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
And Kevin Ellis did a great job using the sideline as his friend. He just creates a little triangle, and there's nowhere for the runner to go except for out of bounds.
Down to 13 seconds left. Wisdom going to look to throw and overshoots his intended target, trying to hook up with Bo Williams. Bo said, I've already jumped once for a ball. I like to stay on the ground.
10 seconds left. You need a big play here to try to get a shot into the end zone. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult here without the big play to get anything done.
3 wide to the near side, 2 to the other. Wisdom's going to look to throw, steps in the pocket, and throws behind his intended target that time. That was Carter Holman. Down to 5 seconds left in the half.
I think he was looking at Neal. He was wanting to go deep to Neal, but Amarian Robinson, the safety, he was almost baiting. I was watching Robinson. He was almost daring Wisdom to throw it. He was eyeballing Wisdom. He was more interested in intercepting that ball than playing defense, and that was a great decision from Wisdom. And Shiloh's going to call a timeout. They're going to discuss what are we going to do here on these this last play of the half. I can tell you one thing that Bolding is going to talk to his team about, and that's penalties. Penalties have cost this team a couple of times. You know, it cost them on one possession with the false start. Right there, they should be off the field right now. On 4th and short like that, I can tell you, the sideline's yelling, watch the ball, don't jump. And they jump and give Shiloh a new set of downs. But penalties have been just very costly for Parkview. I got a friend over on the sideline. He said Bolding was getting after the offensive line, saying, you are costing us valuable yards. He says, you've cost us 20 yards right now in penalties, and that's unacceptable, and that's something he's going to be harping on at halftime.
Well, Kyle Deckelbaum will be catching up with Brad Bolding at the half, as right now his team leads at 17-14 with 5 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And Parkview, 4 penalties, 30 yards right now.
So Shiloh's got 4 wide receivers in the formation as Wisdom's going to look to throw, and he'll be taken down in the backfield. Back at the 28-yard line, and it should do it, or they call a timeout. No, Shiloh got a timeout in with 2 seconds left here in the first half.
It's really the first time we've seen Parkview's defensive line, create the pressure, and that was a sack, a Parkview sack. There were 2 defensive linemen that combined and just sandwiched Wisdom right there. But you think about it, most of Shiloh's passes have been those quick hitters, so the defensive linemen haven't had time to get down the field. They've gone deep a couple of times, and Shiloh's offensive line's done a great job of protecting Wisdom until that play.
Well, I guess that they said that the timeout was not granted, so they're going to take it to halftime. The officials came back to both sides and said, no, there's no timeout. We're going to take it straight to halftime. They didn't get it in.
But look like Bolding wants the timeout.
And the officials are talking to Brad Bolding. He doesn't look too happy about it. And either way, we're going to send this thing to halftime. Kyle Deckelbaum is going to check in with Brad Bolding as he's going to make his way down. I would imagine he's not too happy about that last 2 seconds. And maybe we'll get Kyle to get him to ask about his thoughts. And it looks like Kyle Deckelbaum is with Brad Bolding right now. Take it away, Kyle.
Coach, what happened? Looked like you wanted a timeout there.
Yeah, I guess the clock keeper up there might have had a little kerfuffle, for lack of a better word, but it is what it is.
You see some momentum for a long time, but I've watched you express a lot of frustration to the way that half ended.
Yeah, it just had some stuff that happened in that first half that we got to clean up, but we will. We'll get in here at halftime, get it cleaned up. We'll be fine.
And what do you tell them on the cusp of a championship here?
The seniors got to step up, be leaders, and we got to hold on to the football and just play. Hey, if they don't score, we win.
Thanks, Coach.
That is Brad Bolding. Thank you, Kyle. And hey, look, you know, Brad Bolding's always got his humor whenever he's in the game, but I know he wasn't too happy with the way that half ended. Well, stick around because we've got a lot more coming up. We're going to send you to the PBS studios, but as we're at the half, it's Parkview 17, Shiloh Christian 14. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
Since 1999, we've been with you every step of the way. From your first savings account, to graduation, to your first home. Centennial Bank is here to walk with you into the future. Though we've grown, Arkansas is still our home. We're still local bankers invested in our communities, here to help you however we can. Thank you for being a part of our journey. We'll be here when you need us. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Hey everybody, David Basil here. It is halftime at War Memorial. That means we are back here at Arkansas PBS Studios to share with you a little bit of what we've been working on. In a few minutes, Ed Leon is going to catch you up on the bigger picture, if you will, at Arkansas PBS. Ashley King is going to fill you in on some student athletes who are excelling on the field and, more importantly, in the classroom. And we're going to take a look at one of the biggest football rivalries in the state. But first, the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame was established way back in 1958 to honor and memorialize outstanding individuals and to promote legacy and inspire younger generations. Take a look.
1958 was a year of change in America. The Hope Diamond was donated to the Smithsonian Museum. The microchip was invented. NASA was created by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. And in Arkansas, deep in the recesses of War Memorial Stadium, a group of prominent Little Rock businessmen founded the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. The original mission of the Hall of Fame was simple enough:
to recognize and induct individuals and teams that have brought honor to the state of Arkansas, and we do provide scholarships for student athletes.
It's a great place for young people to get inspired, to come here themselves, to walk through and to read these stories and think, someday that can be me.
We inducted our first class in 1959. We have over 500 inductees.
Basketball players, football players, baseball players, archery or in sharpshooting, trap shooting, runners, golfers.
Horse racing, car racing.
It's a great cross-section of what sports is.
For more than 60 years, the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame worked to honor those most accomplished athletes who call the natural state home.
Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame selection process is simple but a little complicated. You can go online and nominate your favorite sports hero.
That person goes into a master database. Selection committee comes up with those 50 people on the voting list for each category. That is mailed out to the dues-paying members. You pick your top 5. Those come back. The top 2 vote getters in the regular category automatically get in. The top vote getter from the senior category automatically gets in.
And then the board votes on the remaining inductees.
And then you wait for a call.
When you get the call, it's a big deal.
You know, when I was inducted to the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, or however, when I received the call, I feel like I've reached something.
Being from a small town, rural area, which Arkansas is a lot of that way, and when you get picked for something this prestigious, it has a huge impact on your life.
It seemed to me it was the cap of my athletic career.
I just seemed like all the hard work has paid off for me.
All the people you meet, all the connections you make.
They welcome you. It was remarkable to me the night that I came to be inducted, because the former inductees, they want you to feel like, hey, you're part of us now.
Clearly, sports in Arkansas isn't all fun and games.
Sports is a common ground that brings everybody together, and we compete. We want to see a good battle, but we want to shake hands afterwards, and there's a mutual respect for everyone that played.
Athletics teaches you discipline, it teaches you teamwork, it prepares you for life. It got me a full scholarship at the University of Central Arkansas.
Eventually, the Hall of Fame had grown to need a new home, and by early 2007, construction was complete on the almost 14,000 square foot Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Museum, located in what is now Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock.
All the communities in the state have an opportunity to make sure their heroes are remembered, and they do that. You walk through this Hall of Fame, see a helmet from some small community hero, a smaller college maybe than the Razorbacks are.
Jerseys, pictures, statistics, all kinds of memorabilia memorabilia.
Like a picture of Scottie Pippen standing next to a polar bear for some reason.
It's just like creating the milestones of the people who started and who laid the foundation.
Their favorite thing is always the bears back there in the car, the Mark Martin car, but they actually get to see how sports in Arkansas started.
Everybody, as they were growing up, had their favorite sports heroes. We preserve those sports heroes for the different generations.
They can look there and say, wow, this person overcame this. They came from maybe an impoverished background or maybe a beginning that wasn't necessarily headed towards sports but ended up there someday. We have a great sports legacy here. It's a great representation of what this state is about. Hardworking people who endured, who achieved, and so to have that legacy as in a permanent place here, I hope people embrace that and hope they come here and enjoy it.
Look at the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame as motivation and say, hey, one day that's going to be me.
Now you know the history. You can be a part of the future of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame.
Let's turn now to the student athlete with emphasis on the student part. Ashley, what do you have for us?
Thanks, David. We talked to schools across the state of Arkansas to find out about those athletes that not only excel on the field, but in the classroom too. Here's the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars Class of 2022. We're going to start with our 8-man honoree, Jackson Martin. Jackson is a senior quarterback for the Woodline High School Bears. He has a 3.5 grade point average. He plans to attend college and become a coach or study to be a real estate agent. Out of 2A, let's meet Luke King. Luke is a senior quarterback and linebacker for the Hazen High School Hornets. He maintains a 4.0 grade point average and wants to play college football and ultimately become a dentist. Moving on to 3A, here's Sawyer Hoskins with the Melbourne High School Bearcats. This senior offensive and defensive linebacker is a 4-year starter who holds a 4.2 GPA. He also scored an amazing 33 on the ACT exam. He plans to become a pharmacist. Our 4A All-Star this year is Jalen Dupree. Jalen is a junior running back and linebacker for the Malvern High School Leopards. He has a 3.5 grade point average. Following high school, Jalen plans to play college football and major in physical therapy. Coming around to 5A, we have Tavion Haney of the Parkview High School Patriots. Tavion is a senior cornerback and has a 3.5 grade point average. He has received the Outstanding Academic Excellence Award and has won all conference and all-state honors. He plans to continue playing football while seeking a degree in engineering or learning a trade. The 6A representative this season is Hayden Webb. The senior offensive lineman for the Greenwood High School Bulldogs maintains a 4.0 GPA and scored a perfect 36 on the ACT exam. He plans to attend the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville after graduation. And finally, we wrap up with our 7A All-Star, Abe Owen. Abe is the senior quarterback for the Cabot High School Panthers. He has a 4.0 GPA. After high school, he plans to go to college and medical school to become an orthopedic surgeon. Congratulations to this year's honorees. Way to go. You know, we may see some of these faces again in April here on Arkansas PBS for Quiz Bowl. Now, if you haven't seen Quiz Bowl, you'll want to make a note to watch this year. Some of the smartest high school students in the state meet up right here in this studio and square off not only for bragging rights, but for some pretty big checks too. And it's all live right here on Arkansas PBS. Speaking of what is on Arkansas PBS, if you're not a regular viewer, here is Ed Leon to tell you what you've been missing.
Thanks, Ashley. Hey, we don't want you to miss a thing here on Arkansas PBS because we're doing a lot. From these sports broadcasts that we do every year to the recent statewide political debates to Arkansas stories made just for you, we have something for everyone. And of course, our foundation here is education.
Now this is where the magic happens.
Arkansas PBS was made for educational television. We want to make learning interesting and fun. It's our mission to build lifelong learners. And part of that is keeping you well informed with our current affairs programming.
For almost 4 decades, Arkansas Week's been keeping you informed of the news and issues that matter most.
I'm Christina Munoz for Arkansas Week. How huge is agriculture/farming here in the state of Arkansas?
The stress farmers and ranchers face every day can be overwhelming. But these resources are for all of our Arkansas farmers.
Election day just around the corner, and everyone agrees there's a lot at stake. It's analysis and insight on the races you care about.
That's just our effort to make sure that testing continues to be available in Arkansas.
Veterans in Arkansas, we got you.
Your well-being is worth fighting for.
Everybody made that sacrifice to make sure I was going to be all right. So my biggest thing is to accept help.
We're building lives, we're building community.
Keeping you informed and engaged. That is public media. And that is what the dedicated people in this building work to do every day. All right, now, we can't go on without giving you a sneak peek at some upcoming productions. Watch this.
He's an important person in U.S. history, and so to do the sculpture, it puts a lot on your shoulders as an artist, that you capture the spirit of this amazing individual.
I was only 3, and my mother just making sure that everything was right.
We're all hanging out, we're all cooking turkeys. We get an opportunity to help a family have a good Thanksgiving.
Get it to Williams, throws it down!
I mean, she just stepped up and nailed the biggest shot right there.
He rattles it home! With the right hand, tie ball game.
When you gonna wake up? Y'all gonna wake up when the season over?
That's swung on, lifted high to right field. He's going back to the warning track. It's out of here!
I would have never known the things I know now without that program. It really helped me advance my opportunity to this career field.
There is something for everybody here on Arkansas PBS. It is our mission to ensure that, and we want you to join our community. Scan that QR code on your screen if you're enjoying these championship games, if you appreciated the amount of time we dedicated to our debate week coverage before the elections, if Arkansas stories are important to you, then sign up and join us. Become a part of the team. That QR code will tell you how to do it, and you'll see it pop up throughout these championship games. All right, I think we've got time for one more Arkansas story, right, Baz?
Yes, we do, Ed. Rivalries in Arkansas. We've got some good ones. One of the biggest pits two close-knit communities in central Arkansas against each other. The game got so big, they had to move it to War Memorial Stadium. Here's a look at the Salt Bowl.
If you've never been around it, it's kind of hard to explain and hard to understand.
Biggest rivalry in the state of Arkansas. The two communities are close together.
You don't know when you leave one and enter the other.
You go to the right, you're Benton. You go to the left, you're Bryant. The district line's convoluted, to say the least.
Coming down the interstate, you really can't tell which one's Benton and Bryant.
It is 6:34. We are here at Big Red here. This is our annual Salt Bowl show. We're in Bryant proper, right? We're in Benton proper. Is that right?
A lot of these athletes go to the same churches. They go to the same stores. They eat out at the same places.
So many families who grew up in Benton, who went to Benton, whose kids went to Bryant, vice versa. The rivalry between the two, I think it's because they are so close.
I always talk trash. My name is Lorelai, and I go to Benton School, but my mom went to Bryant schools.
I'm a sophomore at Benton High School, but my mom was a Bryant cheerleader.
So obviously I am partial to Bryant blue, and the girls are a little more partial to their Panther maroon. I mean, I like to think that this looks a little better, but
okay.
Yeah, we are a true house divided.
I say, like, y'all are gonna lose at the Salt Bowl. Even though you were on the cheer team, that doesn't mean you need to root for them because they can still be bad and stuff.
Give me the first year Benton and Bryant played. Boom. Let's hear it. He knows. That's a good guess. It was 1970. Roger? 4. 1974.
This is C.W. Lewis Stadium, where many games between the Benton Panthers and Bryant Hornets beginning in 1974 were played, and really where the Salt Bowl began, the 1999 game when you had over 12,000 people. And then also up on top of this building, there were people standing as far as you could see. I was just dumbfounded. I remember Mayor Farmer, then Coach Farmer, saying something to me. He's like, you know, we probably need to think about doing something different.
And we started talking about what could we do to make the game bigger and better.
We've now reached the point that both schools have outgrown the ability to play this game in our own stadiums. We've got to look at doing something different, and why not go, you know, War Memorial Stadium. Quickly became more than just a football game. It started a Salt Bowl t-shirt. That's what started the hot dogs that we gave away for free to attract people to come to the game. That eventually led to big Arkansas's largest high school tailgate party, as we call it. The one thing I think I'm the most proud of is we also wanted it to give back to our community. We've had charity partners, the Arkansas Food Bank, we've always done a blood drive, and we've had partnerships with the Cancer Society or Goodwill. And so it's always been more than just a game.
People were out there, they got their maroon on, they got their blue on, one big family, because it's about family. That's what community is about, is a family. And they're having a great time. But buddy, when you walk through that gate and you take your side, whether it be the Bryant Hornets side or whether it be the Benton Panthers side, it's all over because it's war. When that whistle blows at 7 o'clock and that kickoff's given, it's war, and everyone's pulling for their team and yelling and screaming, and it's just fully spirited and having a great time. But you know what? Once the game's over, people intermingle again in the parking lot and a family again.
Oh yeah, we love a good rivalry. What do you guys think?
Oh, there is nothing like the energy of a rivalry game.
And the best part about a rivalry, there's always next year.
That's right. It was my favorite part of playing football, especially when we won.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you at home want to see your school's rivalry featured, hit us up on social, use the hashtag ARPBSRival, and maybe we'll be in your town next. Well, that's it for us on the Halftime Show.
Now let's get back to War Memorial Stadium for the second half.
Right here on your home for the high school football state finals, Arkansas PBS.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
And we're back here at War Memorial Stadium as both teams are making their way back onto the playing surface. As the Parkview Patriots, they lead Shiloh by a score of 17-14. Wes, you look at keys to the game for the second half for Shiloh. What would it be?
Yeah, for Shiloh, it's going to be take care of the football. You know, that pick six is the game-changing moment for them. They've done, to me, I think, an outstanding job on offense. Bo Williams, 97 yards rushing in the first half. Eli Wisdom has 12. He's got some losses, so that's hurt him. But while we're doing this, let's go down to the field and check in with Kyle Deckelbaum.
Yeah, Coach, you guys have played pretty well on offense. You got to feel good about that.
I feel like we've done the things that we were attempting to do. We're trying to match their speed and match their physicality, and I believe we've done that. I believe our guys believe that they can play in this game, so it ought to be an interesting second half.
What'd you tell them? What was kind of the overarching message in there?
I feel like we have not played our best. I feel like we may have gotten their best, and if we'll come out and play our kind of football, fast, physical, focused football, I feel like this half will go our way.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, good luck.
Thank you, Kyle. That was Jeff Conaway, the head coach for the Shiloh Christian Saints. And you were talking, Wes, about Shiloh and what they got to do to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, keep running the ball with Bo Williams. What a great half with Bo. 92 yards rushing for him. Eli Wisdom passing was 10 of 21 with that pick six. I think Parkview's defense, their secondary, has done a pretty good job. They had the one bust in coverage. You think about it, both teams, this is a similar game. Both teams a bust in coverage that led to a long touchdown. Parkview had the pick 6. Shiloh got an interception that saved 6 points because Parkview was on the 10-yard line. So the turnovers have been the difference in this game. You think about it, if Parkview doesn't have that turnover and they score, this is a different game. It could be 24-14 right now, and Parkview has all the momentum. But then again, if Parkview doesn't get their pick 6, you know, that it could be they're down 14-10 or more.
Here's the team stats so far for this game through the first half, and you see in the passing department, Shiloh leads that area, rushing as well, and total yards. I mean, offensively, they really did well, and a lot of that came in the first quarter. It was kind of a first quarter Shiloh, second quarter Parkview, and you just kind of had to set the tone for both these teams and their offenses.
I think the surprising thing for me is Shiloh was able to run for 100 yards in the first half. I mean, they had 90 in the first quarter, so they're on pace for a 200-yard rushing game against this Parkview defense that's been just so stout. You got to give credit, a lot of credit to Shiloh Christian for what they were able to do on the ground, and specifically Bo Williams. And I would keep feeding him the ball and making sure he's getting opportunities.
Well, how do we get to this point? And here they are. It's all the highlights that happened through the first half. And look at Bo Williams. Boy, he was running hard there in the first half. Was a big part, but then you got this big play that went to Omarion Robinson, and you really got to see his speed and what he can do for this Parkview team. And then here comes Shiloh once again, but no, you thought so, and it was the pick 6 that went in for the touchdown. That's when Parkview took the lead, and then the interception by Bo Williams right there, and it's just been a back and forth affair throughout the first half between Parkview and Shiloh. And you know, you and I were talking about there in the first half, and we're a little surprised that you didn't see Parkview just run it a little bit more prior to that interception by Bo Williams, but surprised they didn't run it a little bit more towards the end of the half.
Yeah, I thought that they were just going to work the clock, pound it away. They had first and goal. I think it was on the 10-yard line, 15-yard line. I thought they were going to just kind of pound away and run that clock and be a little slower in what they did, but they were trying to catch Shiloh off guard, thinking, you know, Shiloh's probably thinking the same thing I am. Yeah. They're like, okay, well, let's catch them. A little play-action pass over the top, and Bo Williams just made an outstanding play. Just realized that Bobby Bolding's in the booth next, not next to us, but the next one over, defensive coordinator for the Parkview Patriots, and he's getting ready to call the second game, and just a battle of wits right there. You think about the offense of Shiloh, the defense of Parkview with Bobby and Bolding, Coach Bolding, and everything that he's seen in his life. And he's already animated. Look at him pointing over there. He's I don't know what they're pointing at, but they're getting ready for kickoff, and Parkview, I guess they're trying to line everybody up where they want them to be for this sky kick.
So here is the kick by Shiloh Christian. It's almost it was kind of like an onside kick that went to the front line. You don't see that very often, and that's going to get great field position for Parkview as they start their possession. It wasn't an onside kick because it never went on the ground, but it went right to the up man.
It was a sky kick that barely went 50 yards. I mean, 10 yards.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
It barely went 10 yards. It went 13 yards. And here's the thing, if he doesn't catch that, I mean, he was surrounded by, if he bobbles it at all, Shiloh's got it there. And but he made the catch, and Parkview, like you said, great field position to start the second half.
So McGee brings his guys out as they'll work out the pistol set, and they'll start things off with Settles, and Settles will get it out past the 50-yard line into Shiloh Christian territory at the 49.
Nice pickup on first down, gets 4 yards. That's a positive for Parkview. They'll be content to run the ball, pick up four, pick up first down. That's what they do. They'll just keep running it, and all of a sudden a little play action pass and hit one of their explosive receivers.
So it's 2nd down and 9. As McGee going to set up a pass to the right side, and that one got knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
That was tipped by the defensive end, it looks like, for Shiloh Christian. That got his hands up in the air, and Owen Boblitz made the play there. I think he got the tip ball right at the line of scrimmage.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6.
And that was just a little simple out route for Parkview, trying to get the ball to Montario Elston, and he'd have been right there at the sticks to pick up the first down if it's not for the tip play.
Here's a handoff to Bennett. He'll get out past the 45 and picks up the first down right at the line to gain, and that's going to take it down to the 43-yard line.
It is a first down. They've already started to move the chains, and how about the confidence there in the run game? It's 3rd and 6. Now, Coach Bolden may have already told Coach Benberg, the offense coordinator, you got 2 downs here. We're going for it. And so that's what gave him the confidence to run it on 3rd and 6, but just a well-executed play.
McGee in the shotgun as he's going to hand it off once again, and they're just playing power football right now as they take it down to the 41-yard line.
Cole Glenn, the senior, met the running back right there in the hole, did a good job, stopped him for a gain of 2, but he split the gap and was right there to meet the running back.
So it brings up 2nd down and 8 as the clock rolls at 10:45 and counting. Parkview slowing down the pace as there's 18 on the play clock. Settles is the back in the backfield. McGee gonna hand it off to him, works it around the edge, out past the 35, stays on his feet, and he takes it all the way down to the 26-yard line. Big time run that time by Cameron Settles.
Yeah, it wasn't blocked overly excellent, but what? 1 broken tackle, 2 broken tackles, 3 broken tackles. It finally gets dragged down with the help of a teammate. It was tackling. And look, we saw that with Parkview early on. They couldn't tackle Bo Wallace. He broke several tackles, goes on the long touchdown run. This time it was Settles breaking some tackles, and he moves the chains. They got the ball on the 26, and look, they're just working the clock. Coach Bolden said if they don't score, they can't win. So this is a little ball control too.
Under 10 to play as they hand it off to Settles again, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at the 26-yard line.
Looked like that time Settles. He had 2 blockers out pulling, leading the way outside, and Settles tried to cut inside their blocks, but there were 2 Shiloh defenders there. I think that play was meant to bounce it outside a little bit, use those 2 blockers, and Settles may have gotten a little excited and was trying to hit that hole.
2nd down and 10 for the Parkview Patriots. And you can tell, you know, to your point on the clock control, they have really slowed things down as far as getting the play in and getting to the line of scrimmage. They'll send a wing back off that left side. McGee's going to work out the pistol with 4 on the play clock, and they're going to hand it to Bennett. Bennett's got a running lane out past the 15. He gets the first down and takes it to the 13.
Message being sent. Have you noticed a trend with this drive for Parkview?
Yeah, slow it down, let them just run.
Run,
yeah.
run. They threw 1 pass, a little out pass. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Run.
Yeah. I mean, they're lining up and just taking it right at the Shiloh defense, and I think honestly, with the way that Shiloh has had to just be on their toes because everything was so fast paced, now just having to sit there and wait on it is actually a disadvantage for this defense. McGee gonna hand it to Settles. Straight up the middle. Stays on his feet out past the 10-yard line. Takes it down to the 8.
Broken tackles. Did it again. They met him right at the line of scrimmage, maybe in the backfield. There were 2 Shiloh defenders come crashing in. He breaks those tackles. You'll see it right here. Right there, 2. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 more yards after that. That could have been maybe a loss of 1. Instead, he picks up 4. That's a 5-yard difference. That's a huge play right there for Parkview to keep moving forward here in the red zone. Inside the 10 now, it's 2nd and 5. They can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown.
So it's 2nd and 5 as McGee going to hand it once again to Bennett. Bennett trying to break a tackle, does. Gets it out past the 5-yard line. He'll take it down to the 3, and that is going to be very near a first down.
That was offensive line. They did a great job of getting a push, and then once they got the running back stood up, they got a secondary push, and they pushed the pile and helped him pick up the first down. So it'll be 1st and goal here from the 3. First half, we saw Parkview do a little play action pass down inside the red zone and threw an interception. I was surprised that they didn't just try to pound it in. I'll be very surprised if we see something besides them pounding in. Maybe they think they can slip her back out of the backfield, get an easy score here, but you have run the ball.
Well, they put Bennett as the wing back on that right side. Now we've got a man that jumped on the offensive line, and for Parkview, I saw him move. It was Alex Martin who was lined up on that right side, and he just flinched.
That's going to...
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, 5 yards.
Go first down.
It's going to make the coaching staff furious, because that was something that happened in the first half twice. This is the third time that Shiloh has done their little sideways shift, and it's caused the offensive line to jump. Offensive penalties killed Shiloh. Penalties, period, were huge for Parkview in the first half. They had Shiloh in a 4th and short. They jumped off sides, gave them the first down. They had 1st and 10 moving the ball. They jump. It ends the drive. You got to stop the penalties.
So McGee works out of the pistol, gives it to Settles. Settles tries to get to the corner, and he'll take it down to the 6-yard line.
It's hard to play what if down here, but I mean, if it's not for that penalty right there, you just picked up 3.5 yards. You would be 2nd and inches right now. You'd be on the goal line, but instead you're right outside the 5-yard line.
So Willie Eccles just checked into the huddle, as coming out was Monterio Elston. And they're going to line Settles up as a wing back off the right side. Bennett's the back in the backfield. They give it to him, and he is met behind the line of scrimmage. He'll be stopped at the 7-yard line.
I'm going to say his name again, Cole Glenn. We've seen Glenn a couple of times. He's coming from that linebacker spot, hitting the hole and stopping the linebacker, or stopping the running back behind the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of 1 right there, and that creates a 3rd and 7.
Couple receivers check in for Parkview. You've got Monterio Elston checks in, as well as O'Marion Robinson. Robinson is going to take the snap. Rolls right, and it's caught for the touchdown into the hands of Elston. And Parkview gets the touchdown.
What a throw from McGee. I'm watching him roll out, and I'm thinking, is he going to just tuck it and run? Who's he throwing it to? And when he throws it, I'm like, oh, what is he doing here? What a window. I mean, he throws it right behind the Shiloh defender. And a great move from Elston, too, to kind of slide back. And he lets the Shiloh players run ahead of him, and he just kind of goes backwards, opens up a tiny window, and it was Bo Williams that was right there, that was on him, and Bo kept running a little bit. Elston goes backwards a little bit, creates just enough space for McGee to fit it in there.
And I said it was O'Marion Robinson who threw it, as he just checked in, but no, McGee got it, and the Parkview Patriots lead at 24-14. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Local broadcast of Arkansas PBS programming is made possible in part by Community Bakery. Scratch-made breads, pastries, cakes, treats, and locally roasted coffees. Served daily at 2 locations in Little Rock, 1200 Main and 270 Shackelford.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium, Parkview, they lead it at 24-14. Look at that scoring drive. 12 plays, 53 yards, 6 minutes and 32 seconds, Wes. I mean, that right there will eat up a lot of the quarter.
Well, it's over half the quarter. Yeah, you think, and that's 1/4 of the game that's left, right?
Yeah.
I go back to what Coach Boulding told Kyle as they were walking off the field at the end of the first half. They don't score, we win.
Pretty simple, right?
Well, you just took away basically an entire possession from Shiloh Christian with that long drive.
Now here's the kickoff return that's going to take Shiloh all the way. No, it's going to be stripped away. They stripped it away at the very end. As Shiloh's Zeke Strong had it, it got pulled away from him, and Parkview comes up with it.
Yeah, the fumble occurred at the 37. I see the beanbag. Now he's placing it at the 36. I saw a Parkview defender just jumping up and down, waving to the bench, pointing the other way. He didn't realize that Parkview still had it and was running around. He just knew that Parkview had it. Here's a good look at the replay. They stand him up and just pull it away right there. It's loose. It's coming out on his shoulder pad. And Parkview, oh, what a great play. It's Elston. Elston, who just caught the touchdown, sees it on the shoulder pad and just takes it away from him.
I mean, that is an outstanding play by Elston. And now Parkview gets it back with 5:15 to play, and they're going to go with the reverse. And no, they're going to go with the reverse pass going deep downfield. They've got a man. It's caught at the 3. Touchdown. That's Hunter Austin.
What a momentum change. One play drive after the fumble on the kickoff, following just an incredible play to squeeze the ball into Elston for a touchdown. Elston gets the fumble recovery, and then they run the double reverse pass. What a throw, by the way.
Yeah, that's a great throw. McGee's the one that was able to throw it and was able to hook up with his wide receiver, Hunter Austin. And you want to talk about putting an exclamation point on this ball game after that turnover. The Parkview Patriots right now, they are running with a lot of emotion and a lot of confidence right here in the 5A state championship game. And really, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty good coverage, Wes. I mean, he was running for step for step with him.
No, that's why I said that. What an incredible throw. Yeah. I mean, that's twice we've seen McGee on the deep ball that has put it right on the money. I mean, that was a perfect throw.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't get much better of a throw right there if you're the Parkview Patriots.
Learn more about the issues that impact our state with our flagship public affairs program. It's called Arkansas Week. Fridays at 7:30 and Sundays at 10 a.m. right here on Arkansas PBS. And the flow of the game, the turn, the tide has turned, as they say.
Yeah.
It was just an absolutely incredible change of events. Parkview taking the opening kickoff, driving down. After the penalty that looked like, you know what, they're in a little trouble. It's 3rd and goal. And McGee fits in a ball just in the perfect spot to Elston. And then to just take the ball away on the kickoff return. And then one play, bam.
Yeah. Here's the kickoff. They're going to send it left side. That'll be in the hands of Strong again. And he'll be tackled down at the 31-yard line. And Wes, think about this. This was a 3-point game at halftime. And you blink, and it's a 17-point game.
Yeah, it's gone from 3 to 17, and Eli Wisdom hasn't touched the ball.
Yeah, he's not touched the ball, yeah.
Bo Wallace hasn't touched the ball, right? It's just been an absolutely – Bo Williams, I keep calling Bo Wallace after the basketball player. Yeah. Bo Williams, just an incredible turn of events.
3 wide goes that left side as Wisdom's going to just throw it out in the flats on the bubble screen. And that time for Shiloh Christian, they're not going to get much of a gain, as it'll be about a 3-yard gain to bring up 2nd down.
Huge drive for Shiloh. Look, you're down 17. You've got an explosive offense. You've got a great quarterback in Eli Wisdom. You got a great running back in Bo Williams.
Wisdom will be taken down at the 35-yard line. It was a 1-yard gain that time. That'll bring up 3rd down now.
But that's why this drive is so crucial. Everyone knows the momentum's over here on this Parkview side. You got to stop the momentum. But the first thing you got to do is just get a 1st down.
3rd down and 7. Pass play goes to Williams. And he'll take it out to the 40-yard line. Bo Williams. So he'll pick up a few, and that'll bring up 4th down and 2.
Just a little bit off on his throw. So Williams has to go down to the ground. If he hits him in stride, he's going to catch that, turn upfield, and get the 1st down. So big 4th down play here.
4th and 2, and Wisdom will be in the shotgun. He's got Bo Williams set up to his right. Ball at the 40-yard line in Shiloh territory. Wisdom going to look to run. He's bottled up, has nowhere to go, loses yards, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
We've seen that play a couple of times. Parkview's seen it now, too. They take Bo Williams out of the backfield. They think all the attention's going out there right with him and just cut it back and try to run up the middle. But he couldn't run it up the middle. He couldn't cut it back because of Parkview's big defensive line. You see him there getting up and celebrating. He was preventing the quarterback from cutting it back probably where he wanted to, and there was nowhere for him to run.
Well, and think about this, Wes. Now Parkview's got great field position inside the 40-yard line in Shiloh Christian territory.
I would say I would be surprised if we didn't see about 4 or 5 runs straight in a row, but we just saw a double reverse pass to create all the momentum.
Here's Bennett running the football. He'll bounce it outside. There is a penalty flag down. He's got a running lane, stays on his feet, and he'll walk into the end zone, but hold everything as there are penalty flags down at the 39-yard line.
That's huge for Shiloh. And look, I'd say that was coming off of that Shiloh bench. They were calling for it, but several officials called it. It must have been pretty obvious. There were 2 flags on the play.
During the run, holding against the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
So that'll back them up. And now you've got first down and 20 with the ball at the 48-yard line. 3:39 to play here in the third quarter.
Here's a look at that holding call. It's right there on the end. See him right there?
Oh, yeah.
Grab the jersey of 58. That's what they got. And that happens a lot when the running back, you're thinking as a tackle, it's going inside. The running back bounces outside. You got a good hold on the guy, and he starts to run away from you. What do? You keep holding, and it's an easy call.
And Bennett's going to be taken down the backfield. It'll be a loss of 2 yards back to the 50-yard line.
That was Cooper Darr that made that play. Cooper Darr was the one who was held on the play before, and that made Cooper Darr mad. He wanted the tackle, so he got the tackle on the next play.
Boy, Cooper Darr is a big kid. He wears that big Grant Morgan elbow brace, and he's a big defensive lineman for Shiloh Christian. So now it's second down and 22 from the 50-yard line. Gonna fake the handoff. McGee's gonna look to throw. Has a man down to the 46-yard line. And that time hooking up with his wide receiver. That was Elston.
Cole Glenn makes the play for Shiloh Christian. And Shiloh got a little pressure on McGee, and it made it a little bit more difficult to throw. You know, in an ideal situation, that's just a little toss, easy toss to Elston. He's got that speed and quickness. He's able to turn and make a play. But because the defense was in McGee's face, he had to kind of jump to throw it. That threw the whole play off, and it slowed Elston down, and that caused Glenn enabled Glenn to catch him from behind and throw him down. So 3rd and 18 for Parkview.
You saw on the screen a moment ago, 2 of 5 today on 3rd down of the Parkview Patriots. As McGee's going to look to throw, now he's going to step up. He's going to see a running lane, and he'll go down at the 35-yard line. It's not going to be enough for the first down.
Makes it manageable. It's going to be 4th and 7, and I was thinking to myself, if they don't get anything here, you got to punt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got a 17-point lead, pin Shiloh deep, try to get them inside the 15, 10-yard line. But now it's a little different. It's manageable. It's 4th and 7. It's on the 35. You're not kicking a field goal. You hate to punt, and it goes in the end zone. It's a 15-yard, gain.
Well, they're going to go for it here with 3 wide to the near side. As McGee's going to look back towards the sideline, he'll put Settles on the left side of him. And we've got whistles and a time. No, we're going to have a false start. The official on the far side called it.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. 5 yards. Remains 4th down.
Well, penalties are not good for Parkview. Now they're going to bring the punting unit on.
Yeah, as soon as the whistle blew and the flag flew, I saw about 3 coaches on the Parkview sideline jump up and down. They were very upset. It's been Achilles heel today. It's something that's just really, and we see it here, end of drive. We don't know what would have happened on 4th down, but they're now going to punt it.
Here's a punt. It is a short punt. That's going to hit at the 14-yard line, take a Parkview roll down to the 11, and that's where Shiloh Christian's going to have it. 1st and 10 with 1:04 left here in the third quarter. Set down to Kyle Deckelbaum, who's on the sidelines today. Kyle, been a much different second half so far.
It sure has, you know, and I think back about this Parkview defense, guys, and really they've made one mistake today. They let Holman get behind them for that, you know, wide open touchdown. And I watched the defensive coaches say to their guys, look, that was one play, relax. And I imagine that what they hammered home over halftime. And hey, this will be a special championship for Brad and his older brother, Bobby. You guys have mentioned it, as animated as Bobby is a few booths down from you guys, and Jeff Conaway has called them a lethal combination, and you can see Bobby's fingerprints all over this Parkview defense. And you know what's funny, guys? They worked together at UAM about 3 decades ago, but really since they've been in high school, they're used to not seeing each other between, say, July and December. Well, I asked Brad, hey, did you guys spend Thanksgiving together, or were you guys sick of each other? And he just kind of laughed and said, well, we did not spend Thanksgiving together. But, you know, they spent a lot of time together since to prepare for this championship.
Thank you, Kyle, as it's now 3rd down and 2 for Shiloh. They're working a lot more quickly, as now they're going to throw it right side. It's in and out of the hands of Widger.
That's a tough one right there. Widger's looking right back in the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but you look at the shadows coming off of those players. He is looking straight back in the sun. And that was a fastball from Wisdom. Wisdom's on the run, tosses it out there. Should have caught it. Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm sure he knows he should have caught it, but that's a tough one.
They're going to run it with Bo Williams, and Williams is going to be able to pick up the first down as he takes down to the 25-yard line. Ran it right there and deep in their own territory on 4th and 2. And, you know, for the way that this defense has really shut down the running attack for Shiloh, that was a pretty good call as Williams gets it once again out to the 30-yard line.
I like Bo Williams a lot. He doesn't mess around. Look, it's 4th and 2. He just put his head down. I'm going to get 5 if that's what, you know, I'm not trying to bust this. Bo Williams is now up to over 100 yards rushing, 104 after that carry.
As he's had a great day, but we have into the 3rd quarter of play where the Parkview Patriots, they got their 4 fingers in the air, as well does Shiloh. It's 31-14 Parkview as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Since 2010, the rates of mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, burnout, and suicide have skyrocketed among American farmers. The growing season will follow 6 Arkansas farmers through a year on their land, and hopefully will provide some insight along the way. I'm your host, Ben Dickey of Arkansas PBS. Join us on the growing season.
Look for new episodes on the 2nd Friday of each month, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium. Well, how did we get here? Well, it all started back in the early part of this one when Shiloh Christian got an early run by Bo Williams to take the lead 7-0. And then the touchdown pass, the big touchdown pass to Marion Robinson. He took it in to tie this one up. Then the pick 6 was up next. And this was a big momentum change in this ballgame. There's been a lot of momentum changes throughout the ballgame, but then big play after big play, as this time it was Eli Wisdom being able to hook up with Holman. Here's the interception right before the half by Bo Williams. And then we went down 17-14 at the half. And then here comes Parkview. They got a touchdown there. They got the fumble here. And it really changed the momentum of this game, especially in the 3rd quarter, where the fumble off the kickoff. And then here's the double reverse pass for the touchdown. And we are at 31-14 in favor of the Parkview Patriots. And they've really extended this lead in the third quarter. Be interesting to see how the fourth quarter goes as it's 2nd down and 4 for Shiloh from the 31-yard line. Eli Wisdom is going to run with it. He's got a nice running lane out past the 45, and he'll take it down to the 49-yard line. Big time run by Eli Wisdom.
Best run of the day for Wisdom. We haven't seen him be able to break loose and get anything. Before that, his longest run was 9 yards.
He's going to look to throw this time. Goes deep downfield. Has a man at the 30-yard line. Going to try to beat him down, but no, he got to the 12.
Marion Robinson just overran it. He was trying to pick that off, and he overran the throw. He's upset with himself right now, and Widger is able to make the catch. You see Robinson.
Yeah, just overthrew it, overran the play.
Just couldn't get there. He's trying to cut underneath and couldn't get there quick enough.
Here's a short pass, that time back to Widger, and he takes it inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. It just goes to show, though, how good this offense has been throughout the year and how quickly they can get downfield.
Yeah, big play from Wisdom, runs up the middle, picks up a huge chunk of yards, goes 18, and then converts on a big pass play on the very next play.
Here's Bo Williams stretching the play to the left side, cuts it back in, and the defense was right there to shut it down as he's going to be taken down at around the 6-yard line.
Thought the Williams had a chance there to score. I saw a little hole there, and Parkview's so fast. The pursuit is able to chase him down and tackle him at the 6.
Wisdom. He's got DeJarnette in the backfield with him. He'll give it to him. DeJarnette takes it down to the 5. So now you've got, Wes, a 4th down and 1 for Shiloh Christian, and they're going to bring in a bigger package. It's like they'll bring in Boblets to the left side. They're going to give it to Williams. Williams straight up the middle, still fighting for yardage as he is very close to that first down as he's going to take it, looks like around the 3-yard line. He is going to get the first down, so it'll be 1st and goal now. As they'll have it at officially at the 2. Here's Bo Williams, straight ahead, head of steam, into the end zone, touchdown.
Pace. You saw that pace right there. They really picked up the pace, got the 4th down conversion. They were up on the ball. As soon as they marked it, they were ready to run, and they knew where they were going with it. Bo Williams was going to get it. He goes right off that center and guard into the end zone. Much needed touchdown for Shiloh Christian. Now they got a little life. Now they know they got a shot.
So here's the kick by Benson, and it is good, and it's now a 31-21 lead for the Parkview Patriots with 10:03 left here in the fourth quarter.
Just explosiveness from Wisdom. Then he connects on the big pass play, back-to-back big plays. They get inside the red zone, and then they convert for the touchdown, make it a 10-point game, 31-21, almost a full quarter to go. So they got time. They got to get a stop right here. They can't allow Parkview to go on one of those 6-minute drives like they did to start the half.
Yeah,
I mean, because Parkview could put it away right here. If they have another one of those 6-minute long touchdown drives, then all of a sudden it's a 38-21. It's a 3-possession game, and there could be like 4 minutes left. That's a lot to overcome right there. So Shiloh's defense will be counted on right here to get a big stop. But it looks like they're lining up for that big sky kick again. They may try straight up onside, honestly.
Here's Benson with the kick. It is going to be an onside, and it'll be returned by Parkview as they'll have it at the 48-yard line. Wes, you know, prior to the ball game, you and I were looking down through the stands and said, boy, it's going to be a light crowd, but it's been a late arriving crowd. There is a lot of Parkview fans and Shiloh Christian fans here at the stadium as they just took them a little bit longer to get here than what we thought.
Yeah, the Parkview fans have they come a little late, but look, they're here in Little Rock, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to get to the stadium, you know,
halftime,
an hour and a half before the game starts. You know, the Shiloh fans drove down this morning, so they left a little early. They want to make sure they get here in plenty of time. Parkview fans could leave at 11:45, get here at 12, walk inside the stadium.
So they'll work out the pistol to start this drive as they give it over to Bennett, who'll cross the 50-yard line, and he'll fall down at the 47.
Great push. Great push from that offensive line. They announced attendance today, 7,000. 864.
Not a bad crowd for this 5A state championship game. So it brings up 2nd down and 5 now with the ball spot at the 47-yard line.
They haven't broken the huddle. I mean, they're just standing there in the huddle. They are already working the clock, and that is so smart. I mean, it is very smart. No need to get in a hurry. Break the huddle with about 10 seconds on the play clock. Work the clock. Go get a couple first downs.
Down to 5 on the play clock. As McGee will take the snap with 1. And they're going to hand it off to Settles, and Settles takes it on the right side. He'll take it to the 46.
There was a big hit down there. There was paint coming off of one of the Shiloh helmets. I saw gold paint flying through the air, and because of the gold and the sunshine, it was just flashing as it was falling to the ground. Settles broke a tackle, and he, by the way, Settles is the one who recovered that onside kick, so great job by him. But watch this turn, spin, hit coming up right here. Boom. Look at that. See, I knew I saw that paint.
Look at his helmet. He's lost a lot of that. The middle of that forehead it was DeJarnette. He doesn't have any gold left on that thing. So it's now 2nd down and 4. Gonna hand it off to Bennett. He'll cross the 45. They're gonna get a nice push with the offensive line out to the 43-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
RJ, is the marker wrong? That should have been. That wasn't 2nd and 4 because he only gained a couple yards.
Yeah.
I thought that was the 3rd down play.
Yeah, I think it's 3rd. Well, it's saying 3rd on the scoreboard, but now it says 1st down on the marker on the field. I think it's 3rd. They're saying 3rd down.
There's a lot of confusion because now the marker's in the sun. It is 4th down. Yeah, it's got to be.
They had it wrong on the field and the scoreboard, so now it's 4th down and 1. Ball at the 43-yard line. Going to get a push with the offensive line, and they're still going. Look at McGee. He's still going out past the 30. Took it all the way down to the 28-yard line.
They stole that play from the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. I've seen the Eagles do that a lot.
Seen that once or twice.
The quarterback lines up under center, and watch the fullback. Just gets right there, pushes on his behind. Running back's pushing. Keeps his legs moving. McGee just keeps going, fighting. They're trying to rip the ball out. He's not letting it happen. Gets the ball all the way to the 28-yard line. Jalen Hurts has done that time after time after time this year. It's almost unstoppable. Parkview's picked up on it, and that was easy.
Neal didn't realize, I don't think, that he had McGee in a headlock as he was bringing him down. As now we've got a whistle and we've got a timeout charge to Parkview.
Worked the play clock a little too long. They were about to get a penalty.
Okay, well, while they take a break, we are going to take one with them. 7:06 remaining in the 4th quarter. Parkview, they lead Shiloh Christian by a score of 31-21. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, wishing you and your family a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. With our busy lives today, we often forget the greatest gift of Christmas. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. I hope all of us will take the time and share the love of Christ this season. May your holidays be filled with joy and blessings. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us at Everett.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium, where the Parkview Patriots, they lead Shiloh Christian by a score of 31-21. I'm RJ Hawk along with Wes Moore and Kyle Deckelbaum down on the sidelines today. And McGee going to hand it off, but they fumbled it. And who's going to come up with it? Shiloh says they've got it.
Shiloh does. That's Sid Scott. Sid Scott comes up with it.
Just a costly mistake for Parkview. They are marching, trying to put this game away, and it's just a bad exchange.
It looks like he tried to hand it off too high.
Never had it.
Yeah, never had it.
Darian Bennett never had it.
And so Shiloh, they get the football back with 7 minutes to play in the ball game. As Eli Wisdom stands in the pocket, going deep, right side. And now we've got a penalty flag in. They were trying to hook up with Bodie Neal.
That's good on good. We've seen it before today. It's just man-on-man coverage, no safety help over there. They're putting Tavion Haney on Neal. And that time, Neal wins the battle.
Pass interference against the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Parkview fans don't like it, but I don't know why they were thinking that it would be offensive pass interference.
Well, Neal kind of pulled on him. There was a lot of hand fighting going on in the last pull. Here's a good look at the replay.
I think you had contact by both players, and either way, it's 1st and 10 from the 44. Wisdom going to look to throw again. Wisdom going deep downfield, and it's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted, as they were trying to hook up with Bodie Neal once again.
Nobody was open. I'm watching down the field. Parkview did a great job of covering up the wide receivers. That's what caused Eli Wisdom to start to scramble out. And then you got just a scramble drill there. But unfortunately, when he throws it up in the air, both receivers go for the ball, which means both of the quarterbacks. So you got 4 guys going after that, and it was just a collision in midair. If anybody catches that, it would have been a great catch, whether it's offense or defense.
2nd down and 10 from the 44. Wisdom going to look to throw again. Gets it out to Bo Williams. No, that's DeJarnette. DeJarnette's going to get out of bounds into Parkview territory as he'll take it down to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, they got Bo and DeJarnette in the game at the same time right now. 21-22. That time to give Bo a little bit of a rest, but not on this play.
Here's Bo Williams. He'll be stopped in the backfield. There's a host of Parkview Patriots, but there was only one leading the way, and his
Chris
name,
Franklin.
Yeah, it was Chris Franklin.
Yeah, Chris has done it on the pick 6, and that time he, after his teammate, the end, blows up the play, he cleans it up, rides Bo down the ground. Now we got 4th and 5, a loss of 2.
3 wide to the near side, 2 to the top. Now, Wisdom stays on his feet, breaks out of a tackle, but then falls down at the last moment. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. Parkview gets it back.
What a strong play. Marlon Liddell pulls him down by his arm and his shoulder pad and his jersey, and it's just enough to trip him up. I thought Eli was going to break that tackle and pick up the first down, but the big man, Marlon Liddell, the sophomore, makes a huge play on 4th and 5 to get the ball back to Parkview.
Once again, that Parkview defense stepping up big to slow down a Shiloh Christian attempt at another score.
Good look at Wisdom on the sideline. He knows that was a huge play. He almost broke that tackle.
So McGee gonna hand it off, and the defense for Shiloh's right there to meet him behind the line of scrimmage at the 47-yard line.
I don't know how many times I've called out his name, but he has had a huge game today. Cole Glenn coming from that linebacker spot. Here's the thing. You want to work the clock if you're Parkview. You're up 10. Clock is ticking. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. But Shiloh's firing in. Their linebackers coming. If they do a play-action pass, they got a chance for a huge play. But do you want to even take that chance? Do you even want to have an incomplete and stop the clock? Or do you want to roll the dice and say, guys, let's get out of here. Let's gamble. Let's see what we can do.
Well, the clock's rolling at 5:25 as they're going to hand it off once again. This to Bennett, and Bennett's going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage once again.
Shiloh calls a timeout. They're not going to let Parkview just run that clock.
So the timeout charged to Shiloh Christian with 5:15 to play here in the 4th quarter. I mean, on 3rd down 11, Wes, do you still run the football, or do you attempt to try to make a pass?
No, they're going to throw it. They're going to try to get the first down, move the sticks. They have so many weapons. There's different ways that they can do this. But their guy, and that's why I wanted us to highlight him before the game, is Montario Elston. Money Elston is, time after time this year I've seen in key situations, they go to Money and he delivers with big plays. Look, he's the one who had the touchdown catch here on the goal line, and he turns around and makes one of the biggest plays of the game. I wasn't predicting he was going to have a forced fumble and a fumble recovery on a kickoff return, but it just showed you his awareness. He is a football player. To see that ball just kind of sitting on the shoulder pad, it's not tucked away, and he just comes in, grabs it away, takes the ball away, forced fumble recovery. I look for Elston to be involved in this play somehow. Find number 1 on the field and see if they don't get him the ball.
3rd down and 11. They're going to hand it off to Settle. Settle straight up the middle, and they're going to take it inside the 45 to the 44. Good run. And now another timeout used by Shiloh Christian. So there was another thought, though. I mean, you run it, you get a decent gain, and that forced Shiloh Christian to use another timeout.
Clay Benberg just showed why he's a much better offensive coordinator than I am. It's like, no, we're not going to throw it because we can hand it to our running back, and he can pick up 9 yards, 10 yards on 3rd and 12. We got a great offensive line. That's why we're here. We have a great running game. That's why we're here in the state championship. We're going to line up, give it to our running back. He's going to pick up 10, and I'll let Coach Boulding decide what he wants to do here on 4th and 2. Do you want to go for it? We're going to punt and pin them deep.
I mean, and I know you're up by 10, but with as good as their offense has been so far, on 4th down and 10, you almost say, why not try to go for it and pick up the first down on 4th and 2?
Their defense is awesome.
Yeah.
We started the show talking about how many points they've given up this year in the playoffs. It's an average of 6 points per game. Shiloh Christian came into this game averaging 57 points in the playoffs. They've held them to 21. I think you're going to punt it here, pin them deep, and make them drive the length of the field.
Yeah, they are going to punt. Shiloh Christian's not going to put anybody back. Punt is away. He got that one off a lot quicker, as that punt is going to go inside the 15, take a Parkview roll down to the 11-yard line.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Now they have to drive 89 yards. There's 4 minutes and 58 seconds. If they drive the length of the field and score, it's still, you have a 3-point lead. You recover the onside kick. Shiloh only has 1 timeout left. You're getting to the point where you get 1 first down, this game is over.
Yeah.
Unless they can somehow get a big play and score very quickly here.
Well, and look, we've seen it. We've seen Shiloh Christian come out and have the big play as they're going to stack receivers on either side of the formation. And Wisdom will be in the shotgun. Going to look to throw. Wisdom looking into the sun. Looking downfield. Under pressure, and he throws it out of bounds. Trying to hook up with Bo Williams that time, and it brings up 2nd down.
Kind of doing a little back shoulder throw for Bo, hoping that Bo would come back for the ball. Just nothing there. Most of his receivers were the other side of the field. They had flooded the field with 4 receivers, and when he rolled to his left, there was nobody there for him to throw to except for Bo.
So it's now 2nd down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Wisdom going to look to run with it. Wisdom runs back up the middle, stays on his feet, but he has nowhere to go as he gets swarmed under by that Parkview defense. Leading the charge for the Patriots, it was Marlon Little, the defensive lineman. He's only a sophomore.
I think I also saw big 76, Alex Martin, in there. He's the one that first got onto Eli Wisdom, made him change where he was going, but that Parkview pursuit, it was impressive, the number of blue jerseys that were there in the middle.
It was a 1-yard gain. It's now 3rd down and 9. Wisdom going to look to throw. Going downfield, and it's caught. Penalty flags down as he's a yard on the other side of the first down sticks, and let's get the penalty flag.
How about that battle? We've been talking about it all day. You got Bodie Neal going up against Tavion Haney. That time Neal's able to make a very good contested catch. Haney was all over him, but he goes up and catches it. I think they'll probably have defensive pass interference, and they'll decline it.
Pass interference against the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Result of the distance is a first down.
So that's a 1st and 10 now for Shiloh.
The completion was for 12 yards?
Yeah.
So you'll go ahead and take the extra 3 yards and make it a first down instead of having the ball at the 22, 23 yard.
And Bodie's going, line. Wait a minute, you're taking yards away from me.
Yeah, I had a catch.
I had a catch.
I had a catch in probably 12 yards.
Yeah.
All that for 3 yards.
So it's now 1st and 10 from the 12, from the 27-yard line. Trying to set up the screen they do to DeJarnette. He'll spin out of a tackle, out past the 30-yard line to the 32, and that's where he'll be taken down.
Didn't get the first down, didn't get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run. Shiloh's going to hurry, get up over the ball. Ran a little double screen that time.
They've got an injured player down, so that will stop the clock, and can't quite see who that is.
That's DeJarnette.
Yeah, he's laying on the field at the 29-yard line. Training staff is over there, and I hate to see a player go down like that because made a great play, and we can get a replay of what happened to see if there was where the possible injury came from.
That was his third catch of the game. He came into the game with only 7 catches this season, so he's had a nice game through the air. Just got kind of twisted up and kind of awkwardly bent over there. Could have been an ankle, could have been a knee.
We'll go down to Kyle Deckelbaum on the sideline. Kyle, were you able to see anything down the sideline?
Yeah, I couldn't. You guys probably have a better angle from sort of those high cameras than I do, but I tell you, this is a big injury. I mean, I think what Parkview's been able to do so successfully, guys, and Wes, you hit on this a little bit, but they have made sure that Eli Wisdom's legs are not a factor today. He's not gotten going, and, you know, the one touchdown drive that Shiloh has in this half, guys, his legs were a factor. He was moving, and Bo Williams was moving, and DeJarnette was a part of that as well, and most of the game, though, outside of that and a couple moments here and there, right, they've been able to make sure his legs are not a factor. Good to see him up.
Yeah, great point, Kyle. Eli Wisdom, 15 carries, 33 yards.
Oh, wow. And, you know, Wisdom came in the ball game with 138 carries for 1,431 yards on the season.
Yeah, they've done a great job with Eli Wisdom today, that Parkview defense, and the speed of that defense. Yeah. Eli's fast. I mean, he is a fast quarterback, quick quarterback. You see that the total team speed for Parkview making the difference.
Here's the 2nd down and 4 play as Wisdom is under pressure. He'll reverse field. He'll throw it down. It's almost intercepted. Coming in to almost to get the interception was Tavion Haney. It went in and out of his hands.
Haney's got two interceptions this year. Both were pick sixes. That might have been a pick six. I don't see anybody between him and the goal line there if he catches that.
I think that's what he was looking at as well. Is there a penalty flag down that we didn't see? That was way back in the backfield, and it was against Parkview. And so that's going to, what they called roughing the passer on, was it roughing the passer?
I did not hear what the penalty was. I don't know what the penalty was.
Maybe Kyle, I don't know if you heard what the penalty was.
Yeah, it was roughing the passer. Maybe we'll get a replay here in a second after this play, show everybody what happened.
Yeah, the penalty flag was way back in the backfield, and so either way, it's 1st down and 10 from the 48, and now Wisdom's looking to throw and trying to hook up with Bodie Neal, and just overthrows it. Looking at the quarterback situation, here's the penalty as he throws it. Oh, yeah, hit him late, and that's where the roughing the quarterback comes in.
I think you can take one step and hit the quarterback. I'm a defensive guy. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
not
know.
like he clobbered him. He just pushed him in the back after one step.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it.
I've seen worse. Let me say that.
I have seen worse. You're exactly right. But I can see where he called it, though, as well. So here's Wisdom. Going to look to throw across the middle. Has a man.
Good catch.
Inside the 45-yard line down to the 44. And he'll be about a yard shy of the 1st down.
That was Neal. That was a tough catch. 2 guys there. Knew he was going to get hit when he made it. Shiloh's got to hurry. It wasn't a 1st down, so the clock is ticking.
3rd down and 1. Wisdom going to look to throw. Going big ball left side. And he's got his man down at the 20-yard line. That's Bodie Neal once again.
That time he threw it a little behind Neal. He's been able to make the adjustment because he sees the ball the whole way. Tavion Haney turns around, trying to find the ball, and just kind of keeps going a little bit further past Neal, and Neal just stops, pops, and makes the catch.
Now we've got a timeout on the field.
It's a problem with the chains.
Yeah.
They're all tangled up over there. That's a great catch. Neil, I'm so impressed with Neil today. You know, he came in with some great numbers. We pointed him out earlier today. Bodie Neal, 87 catches, 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns coming into the game. And today he leads the way with 6 catches, 54 yards.
He's had a great day, and he's played well defensively as well.
Yeah.
So it's now 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Clock rolls at 2:50 and counting. They're going to hand it off, now go with the reverse, and now the pass, and it's going to be a touchdown. They threw it back to Eli Wisdom for the touchdown, and guess who threw it, Wes? It was Bodie Neal.
All right, we got some flags down. They're talking about it right now. The 3 officials are gathered. Let's get the call.
Ineligible downfield against the offense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Replay the down.
Here's the replay of it.
Look for linemen downfield. They snap it at the 20.
Yeah, I mean, you got 70 that was down at the 15-yard line. It was Ben Carlisle who they called it on because he was more than 5 yards downfield. So now the penalty backs him up to the 25-yard line. It's 1st down and 15. Eli Wisdom going to keep it himself, and he's bounces off one defender in the backfield. He'll just go down. He just kept retreating, and it goes all the way back to the 36-yard line. It's an 11-yard loss.
And that's team pursuit right there. There were several Parkview guys that had a chance to tackle him. He slipped one tackle. And here comes another one. He tries to back up. Here comes another. Parkview's just all over the field. It's like they're playing with 12 or 13 defenders.
Now Wisdom going to look to throw again. Has a man. That's over to Holman. And Holman's going to take it down to the 22-yard line.
Tackle made by Ramsey Cummings across the middle, and that's fine. The clock keeps ticking for Parkview. Look, it was 3rd and 2nd and long. Good pickup for Shiloh, but Parkview did what they wanted to. Keep the ball in the middle of the field, clock's ticking.
3rd down and 12. And here is Wisdom running it straight up the middle, out past the 20, takes it down to the 16-yard line.
Shiloh may want to take their last time out here. This is 4th down. Very important down. Clock is ticking at 1:30 to go. They're not going to use it.
Got to get 6 yards for the 1st down. Wisdom's going to roll right. Wisdom steps up, throws it right side, and it's incomplete. Trying to hook up with Dax Widger, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
So that'll do it. One timeout for Shiloh. 1:22 to run off the clock. Parkview, barring a fumble here, should be able to run out the clock.
So the Patriots are going to go out to the 11-yard line. Couple kneel downs, and this will be over.
I think with the one timeout, they may have to run the ball a little bit. No, they're going to go ahead and go in the victory formation, take a couple of knees.
Eric McGee is going to get his guys behind him, and he's going to take a knee. I don't even think Shiloh's going to call a timeout. Clock's going to roll down to 1:10. Well, Wes, before you announce this, so the media and everybody, they've gone through and picked their MVPs for the ball game. Who would I know you know who's going to get it, but who would you have given it to if you looked at it?
It was so balanced for Parkview. You got Darian Bennett with 85 yards. Cameron Settles ran for 57 yards. Receiving wise, you got a couple of guys that were there with each a touchdown. You got to go with the quarterback, yeah. Eric McGee. And the 2 touchdown passes he had were beautiful.
Yeah.
Just absolutely beautiful passes. As you see Parkview celebrating there on the sideline. And the last couple of seconds. We still got 25 seconds to go, but they are celebrating.
Brad Boulding just got the Gatorade bath. And look at this Parkview team. This 5 years ago, Wes, and you know this was not a very good Parkview team. When Brad Boulding took this program over, he had to rebuild it from the start. And in 2022, the Parkview Patriots are your Class 5A state champions as they defeat Shiloh Christian by a score of 31-21 here at War Memorial Stadium. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Since 1999, we've been with you every step of the way. From your first savings account, to graduation, to your first home. Centennial Bank is here to walk with you into the future. Though we've grown, Arkansas is still our home. We're still local bankers invested in our communities, here to help you however we can. Thank you for being a part of our journey. We'll be here when you need us. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by...
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas to provide reliable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
Local broadcast of Arkansas PBS programming is made possible in part by Community Bakery. Scratch-made breads, pastries, cakes, treats, and locally roasted coffees. Served daily at 2 locations in Little Rock, 1200 Main and 270 Shackelford.
I think it's important for Arkansas PBS to have sports because it provides sports on a greater platform to the entire community. And it also gives people in various other communities an opportunity to see other schools and other athletes and to have a greater appreciation for not just their own community, but the sports that are available across the state of Arkansas. There are so many lessons that sports provides, and it's one of the reasons why it's so important to the next generation of athletes coming up.
There they are going through the sportsmanship line as the Parkview Patriots, they win it by a score of 31-21. Let's head down to the field and talk with the winning head coach, Brad Bolding, as Kyle Deckelbaum has him.
Brad, describe that elation right there.
Oh, man, I can't tell you. It's just surreal, man. It's just like, I mean, you know, it's been a long time coming, but this is such a special team, man. I'm so proud of them. You know, they play hard. They have no quit in them. They just fight for the whole 4 quarters. It's just what they've been about all year. I'm so proud of them.
Now look at this crowd. It feels like this is for the city of Little Rock.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long time. 19-something, 70-something, and then 2004 for Little Rock Central was the last time they won in Little Rock. So huge win for the Little Rock School District, man.
And physically, you guys really controlled that game, and you made Eli Wisdom's legs a non-factor today.
Yeah, I think the speed, you know, they weren't used to seeing that type of speed. And, man, I just can't say enough about our defense. My brother's done a heck of a job, obviously, with it, and it took those athletes and really built something special over there on defense.
Congratulations. Quite the year. Yeah, congratulations, guys.
Man, thank you, Colin. I didn't think about that, Wes. Been since 2004 since a Little Rock team in the Little Rock School District won a state championship.
Yeah, it was the Little Rock Central Tigers back in 04. They had that great run, 03, 04. But since then, nothing from the Little Rock School District. And, you know, 78 the last time Parkview won. Last time they were here was 83. So it's been a long, long time coming. It's great for LRSD to get that championship. Great for Parkview. Just a great team. It really is. Coach talked about the defense, but to me, the change in the game was the start of the second half when they marched down, get inside the red zone. They score on 3rd down on that rollout from McGee. Then on the kickoff, they cause the fumble, recover the fumble. Montario Elston, a great job from him. And then on the very next play, the double reverse, they get it back in the hands of McGee, the MVP of the game, and McGee throws a dime. He threw 2 great long balls today that the receivers never had to break in their stride. and they haul it in for a touchdown. Right there scoring 14 points in the matter of seconds was the difference of this game.
Well, and this one lived up to the hype. I mean, we knew this was going to be a good game and just didn't know whose defense was going to be better or whose offense was going to be better, and it showed today that Little Rock Parkview was the better football team in this game. And you saw the final stats just a moment ago. There's a shot of Shiloh Christian. You can see the disappointment, but hey, they moved up in classification from what they did last year. I don't think they have anything to hang their head about.
No doubt about it. I know they're disappointed getting back to War Memorial Stadium and not winning.
Yeah.
But the point is they got back here, and I think they proved no doubt they're one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah.
Joe T. Robinson had an excellent team. This Parkview team beat Joe T. last week at Joe T. Robinson, held them to 12 points, and today they hold Shiloh Christian to 21 points. And no doubt in my mind, those three right there that I'm talking about, three best teams in the state. Shiloh Christian came today, and Big Bo, man. Bo Williams is a heck of a football player. He had over 100 yards rushing today, and he was a big factor in the game. But the Parkview defense holds him to 21. Parkview's defense scores 7. And then the big plays from Parkview. That was the difference in this game.
Yep, it really was, and it was a lot of fun watching those Patriots right there be crowned the 5A state champions. Hey, well, we've got one more game tonight. It's going to be another good one. It's tonight at 6:30. It's the 6A title game. You've got the Greenwood Bulldogs and the Pulaski Academy Bruins, and it'll be right here on Arkansas PBS Sports. For Kyle Deckelbaum, Westmore, I'm RJ Hawk. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.